Go, let's go, let's go.
LETSGO. Yeah, there's some good. Daughter sees me smiling at her and she smiles back, and that's all that matters, man. It's so much fun to watch your kids be successful.
And then at the end of the game, Bob goes up to the captain of the cheerleading squad and like, you put so and so on top of the triangle. It might
nope, not me at all.
That's how you complain about like cheer stuff. How like they complain about like coaching.
Of course,
I think if you ran like a box and one, they'd be better.
They'd be better.
I think if you ran the pyramid scheme with Elsa at the top and like Mary Ann down in the lower end, we'd more stability.
That's an interesting point you bring up, though. I wonder if the cheer coach hears it from parents like the other coaches.
Guy comes down with a cheer dad golf hat on.
Yeah.
Shirt that says girl dad, not ashamed.
Hey, let me tell you something there. Put Missy on top of that pyramid, man. Like, because, the coaches get yelled at all the time by these parents, especially in those small towns where like the 35-year-olds are still hanging on to high school and they're going back to all the games and practices and then having coffee in the morning and bitching about the coach, right? Like, do they do that in cheerleading? Oh, yeah. I don't think so. I hope not. If they are, you got some problems.
That was Wyoming all over the place, buddy.
Oh, that was South Texas, man.
Oh, yeah. You better be ready if you're a high school coach.
Oh, baby, let me tell you. South Texas, I don't think Bobby Ortiz is calling the right plays. Come on, man.
Well, what I heard is he's on his way out.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's losing booster money. Mm-hmm. Which I believe booster money is probably going to be insane in South Texas.
Oh, God, dude, like the stadiums and whatnot. I'll never forget one of the first stories I covered was seat selection day for high school football. I go, excuse me? They go, oh, yeah, we have to buy our season tickets ahead of time. Then we go to seat selection and select our seats. I said, they're bleachers, but that's what they did. That's the difference, man.
Crazy.
Seat selection for high school.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of seat selection, did anybody fly in the last week with Southwest? I would like to know what your experience was like.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah, I know that was a big day in flight history. Big day yesterday, local school, the University of Missouri, Kansas City, with a big hire for a school like UMKC. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you think of UMKC locally, we know who they are, the Roos, all that sort of stuff. We know where they played back in the day, or still play. But I mean, it's one of those things where that's a name. That's a great hire for UMKC.
It really is. And some people were saying yesterday he hasn't coached in 5 years. Mark Turgeon is the name. In case you didn't know that what happened yesterday. UMKC hired Mark Turgeon to be their head basketball coach. And I mean,
Maryland and A&M, right?
Maryland A&M and Wichita State. Yeah, and obviously a Kansas guy, and he was part of Danny and the Miracles and all that kind of stuff. And so he has the tie, he has the name, and he has the pedigree, he has the ability where he's won every single time. And so I think this is a great hire for UMKC to kind of bring that excitement back to that program. How cool would it be if UMKC was good, right? And everybody was down at the Muni, because I think they should move games, back to Municipal Auditorium as well. We'll talk to Brandon Martin, the AD, coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, for UMKC about that big hire. But you've got to get back on the map and find a way to be part of the, not just the sports culture, Dusty, in Kansas City, but the entertainment dollar culture in Kansas City. You've got to get people starting to think, let me spend my money with UMKC. Let me spend my money with UMKC. And they're doing so many cool things over there. I was over there a couple of weeks ago talking to Dr. Martin and some of the other folks that are, running that athletic department. And they've got big vision. They got big plan. And this is the first step into all of that, because I think all of us, whether you're a Missouri or a K-State or Tennessee or, whatever fan you are, if UMKC was rocking and rolling and doing good things, I've always believed that Kansas City would hop on that bandwagon. And we did for a while in the early 2000s with Coach Z. I mean, those are some really fun times down at Muni watching UMKC play. They beat K-State and the guy in the neck brace, Jim Woolridge, by like 40-some points one night. It was unbelievable. They went to Columbia and won a game. Like this team was doing some really, really good things, and they could never get over that hump and get into the NCAA tournament. And they've got a name now that can do that. And I think that created a lot of interest, I think, for a lot of people, too. If you hired, Bob Fescoe to be your coach, whatever, nobody knows. Mark Turgeon, hey, that's a name. That guy's got national championship pedigree. So well done by UMKC.
Yeah, good hire.
Yeah.
Especially the way that, basketball is these days. You get a guy with a name, you're going to get a little bit of a recruit. Like, you may not keep a guy there for 2 or 3 years, but he could go there and have a really damn good season for UMKC, and then he might transfer somewhere else. But you kind of got to know what you are at UMKC as well. We'll have their athletic director on later on today. Plus, Vern at 8:20, his last Monday in Kansas City for quite a while. He'll fly out next Monday after the Super Bowl, so we'll have him on in 2 weeks on a Tuesday. That's information for you guys as well. That's what I talked to Vern about that. We were at Royals Rally this weekend. We'll dive into all that sort of stuff. But what's interesting was, I think, what took everybody through a whirlwind of emotions on Saturday.
Peterson jams it.
I mean,
wow, what a finish by Darryn Peterson.
He also got fouled. They didn't call it. Got hit across the face in that posterized dunk still.
Yep.
Still dunked it. So, gentlemen, we start Monday morning with a conversation that I think has two sides of it. One is Mac is 100% accurate. I don't know if you saw Mac's Minute this weekend, something he's doing now on Instagram. It's pretty intelligent stuff. Talking about Seattle being maybe more disrespected than people think with what they've done over the last 10 years. And then this week it was Darryn Peterson will show you why he should be the number 1 overall draft pick in the NBA. And by God, props to you, Mac. You nailed it. I mean, that first half, insane, right? Like, I'm going to talk 2 halves of this game because I think that's the conversation.
Yep.
That first half, DeBanza was completely shook by the fog, by the scenery. That right there, even though you might hate it and think that's unfair to kids, scouts see that and they go, okay.
That's a big deal. A lot of dudes get shook inside of Allen Fieldhouse, man. It happens more often than not.
I thought Jay Billis's comment, I'm sure you saw, when he's like, it's not Allen Fieldhouse it's not a hard place to play at. It's the fact that you have to come here and play Kansas when you come to Allen Fieldhouse. And then there's Darryn Peterson, 18 points in the first half, could not be stopped.
He was unbelievable
Was
in
in
the first
fuego.
half.
Everything he threw up went in, didn't hit the rim. Posterized dunk, was the best player on the court, was the best player we saw all weekend. And that's what we saw. We said, can we see it? Will he show it? It's going to be a big-time game. It's been promoted all week. We talked about it for 3 days on our show. What's Darryn Peterson going to do? And, like, going into Thursday, it was like, is he going to play? And it's like, he's going to play. I promise you that. Came out, started, blew the competition away. There was no doubt in your mind. You watched that first half. You said, that guy right there is the best player on the floor. That's the best player in the country. And that guy's an NBA talent. And then he was nowhere to be found in the second half, didn't play 1 minute.
Well, I think he played like 3 minutes to start the first half, and then his agent showed up and said, we're done here, and we're no longer playing. But that's what I said, and Alex got mad at me last week on Thursday, where I go, I'm just not buying any of this. And then we see exactly what happened, the biggest game of the year, right? Like, that was the biggest college basketball game of the year. It's 1 versus 2. It's 2 top 15 teams. It's Allen Fieldhouse. It's college game day. 1,000 games at Allen. Paul Pierce was back. He may have walked there. Like, everybody was. It's been the biggest event in college basketball so far this year. And that guy played 20 minutes. I'm over it, man. I just am. He may go down. And I told you guys this yesterday as maybe the greatest player other than Wilt to play at KU. But he only plays half the time, and he'll never be remembered as one of the greatest players in Kansas basketball history because Kansas doesn't remember guys who go out there and play for themselves and don't play for the team. Now, the flip side is I don't blame him one bit. He's got the opportunity to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. He's not gaining anything more by playing these games at Kansas. But if you're Kansas and you're college basketball, herein lies the problem that we see with the new era. Because I'm watching that kid on Saturday in the first half, and I'm going, he's better than most NBA players. I mean, just the way he switches hands and goes to the rim. Yeah. Like, it was like little things like that I was watching. I'm going, you don't see college kids do that, because there was one where he's driving towards the rim, and the guy comes from the right side, and he switches hands and goes to his left hand and lays it in right around the guy. I'm like, that's an NBA-style type of play right there. And then we didn't see any of that, and a 20-point lead dissipated and, fell apart, and they hang on to win, obviously. But we saw right there everything that is good and bad about college sports in a nutshell. The good was seeing this kid play in college, right? That was awesome. Seeing him play at Kansas. The bad, you only get him for a half because they're shutting him down because his agent's sitting there telling Bill, you do this, this kid's got to play in the NBA. We don't have this opportunity. They play cramps and all this kind of stuff. It's just, it is what it is, and it's fine that way. We just, as fans, have to understand this guy's not a full-time player. He's a part-time player. Maximize what we can get out of him, enjoy him, and then he's on to the NBA doing his thing. And I don't blame him, and I don't blame his people, but I also understand where Kansas fans are like, this sucks, because it does. It does suck. It's like you want both, and you can't have both. You never will going forward.
No, it totally sucks, and fans should be upset. That's totally fair. That's totally their right. Like, they're rooting on their team, and their best player's not playing. Like, that makes sense. But to your point, Bob, he is so smart. He is so strategic, and he's doing what's best for himself.
Yeah.
A preview of Mac's Minute today. He's playing the game of college sports business better than we've ever seen a college player do it yet. So good for Darryn Peterson. He did this in high school as well.
He's transferred all over the place in high school,
and
right?
He sat games. He'd play a half. He'd play great when scouts were there, and then he'd sit because he's worrying about the NBA. He's worrying about playing as long as he can, and I think it's smart. You want this to be a business, college sports? This is what it is.
This is a business.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
No,
exactly
that's
right.
exactly right. And I understand why people are upset, but I look at it and I go, We let it get this way. We let it get this way because nobody did anything. They always talk about F around and find out, right? College sports F around for about 75 years, and now they're finding out, and they're finding out a lot of fans, they're not used to this, but it is what it is. This is the new era of college sports, and there's nothing else we can say about that, you know?
No doubt.
Hi, macaroni.
That's right. Coming up on the other side, things about a player are confusing at one university in the state of Kansas. There's one thing that's not confusing on the other side. We dive into that as well here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, as we get older, things we like in life, things that don't give us any problems and things that work all the time when we need them to work, and that means hot water for all of us, right? You guys, you know how it is. Sometimes you get up in the morning and you're the last one in the shower. All the kiddos have showered. They're getting ready to go to school. You get in and the water's cold. Or if you're like me, sometimes that hot water just takes hours and hours to warm up. Well, you don't want to deal with that anymore, right? You don't want to deal with cold water, so you need State water heaters. They've got the answer for you. A new high-efficiency Adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology from State can provide plenty of hot water as well as great energy and savings for all of your family members. And the cool thing about these State water heaters is that you don't have to service it, right? There's no maintenance at all. You don't have to flush it out, and they have a 15-year warranty as well. So you can get one of these great Adapt models with X3, and you'll get years of trouble-free hot water without the annual maintenance that's required from many tankless models. These water heaters may also qualify for great rebates. So act now and visit your local Reeves Weideman store. Better yet, tell your plumber to go into a Reeves Weideman store at rwco.com or in person and grab one of those State water heaters. Check them out at statewaterheaters.com.
Men, it's the new year and it's here, and improving your health may be one of your big resolutions. But when you're tired, low on energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. Heartland Men's Health, my people over there are great, and they can likely help you with that resolution because those symptoms are often signs of low testosterone. But this year, Heartland Men's Health is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. They've successfully treated many men for low T, and men have seen the amazing differences that those treatments can make in their life. Most men wait a year or longer. There is no need to wait. Don't go another year with low T. They have 3 locations: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and North Kansas City. So call my people over at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit them at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Make Gates Barbecue your go-to for the Big Game Watch Party. Whether you're the host or a guest, the Big Game Watch Party won't be complete without Gates Barbecue sauce and seasonings. Gates seasonings go great on popcorn as a fun topping for dips or sprinkle on chips for that extra flavor pop. Nothing says the big game like a Gates party tray. Stop by any of their 5 locations and pick one up. You'll be the hit of the party. Spice up your Big Game Watch Party with Gates Barbecue. We still do it the old-fashioned way.
Guys and ladies, get real about your health this new year with Synergen X and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. If you're looking for the best, Synergen X and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives. Walk in or book an appointment at getmyhealthfix.com.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, and we've partnered with Cupid to bring you the best Valentine's Day gifts, even if you forgot. We won't tell. From heart necklaces with sparkling diamonds to stylish gold hoops, every piece is made with love. Plus, there's still time to propose. We make it easy to create their dream engagement ring. We have meaningful gifts for every budget that'll look like you've been planning this for months. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
If the high cost of living is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee.
Save big at the pump with red-hot fuel saver deals this week. Stock up on groceries and stack up the savings when you scan your Hy-Vee Perks card at checkout. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up might even be free. Don't have a Perks card yet? Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com/perks and start saving today. Don't miss the red-hot fuel saver deals this week only at Hy-Vee.
The big game's here, and you're going to have a watch party. It may not be super for all of us Chiefs fans here in Kansas City, but still, Hy-Vee can help you make it super. Hy-Vee's your one-stop shop for all of your big game watch party needs. You can get fresh dips. They've got all the chips, the take-and-bake pizzas, a great selection of wings, and my favorite is the bakery. I love their football-themed cookies, and they've got great sheet cakes and cupcakes as well. Mix and match in the wine and spirits department and save 10% when you mix or match 6 or more bottles. Only at Hy-Vee.
Can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas. Pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
It's your captain speaking. To the passenger with the Mirror Fast soft shoes, smart move.
No way am I letting travel constipation ruin this trip.
Can't blame you. Mirror Fast works fast, but without the harsh side effects.
Since I'm such a smart traveler, can I move to first class?
No. Close the curtain, Carol.
From the makers of Miralax, new Mirafast soft chews work naturally with your body in as little as 30 minutes to give you a comfortable go on the go. Find Mirafast today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation. Contains magnesium hydroxide.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Jay's Southland Tow Service. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident, call Jay's Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all, so be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
I thought that was going to start out like Hungry Heart there for a second. Did you hear the beginning? I'm like, oh, we got a little boss going on today, huh?
I'd be into it. That's for sure. Welcome back into it on Monday here on 96.5 The Fan. Someone who hates to see Mondays coming is Jerome Tang.
It doesn't matter what I think, because whatever I say, y'all are gonna take whatever you want to and clip it the way you want to and post it the way you want to, so you can get the clicks that you need. And that's so. It doesn't matter what I say. What matters is what I'm doing with these young men on the floor, in practice every day, in their daily lives, to help them continue to move forward. And then, because this is the crew that I brought in, right? And this is the crew I wanted to roll with. Right? And if we're not good enough at the end of the season, right, then we will figure the thing out for the next thing. But no, I don't feel like I need to give an explanation to our fans right now. I want them to know that I'm working really hard, and I'm not proud. I'm not happy with the results, but I am proud of the young men that we brought in.
Boy, that sounds like days are numbered.
Yeah, it really does. Nobody cares about the young men that you brought in. The results matter, bro. Like, seriously.
Clicks. I like that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what I think, because whatever I say, y'all are gonna take whatever you want to and clip it the way you want to and post it the way you want to. That's so you can get the clicks.
Get the clicks. And then he goes on to give people the perfect clip. The perfect clip right there. The results don't matter. I'm proud of our boys, or whatever he said. Once you go down that road, the cat's out of the bag.
Route.
Yeah. Fans are not paying for you to get good grades. They really are, especially at this day and age in college basketball. Right? It's even more in college basketball this day than any other time, or in college sports for that matter, because people are writing legitimate checks. For these kids. And if they're going out there and they're losing by 34 points on, welcome back the Cats night at Bramlage Coliseum, I mean, that thing's got to end out there. I mean, that is dissipating very, very fast. And in today's age in college sports, man, if you don't win, people aren't writing checks. They got to make a decision out there and find somebody that can coach that program. Who the answer is, I don't know.
Mark Turgeon.
He's gone. Yeah.
Gone. 26-10, Elite 8, 2022. And then next year, NIT first round, they were 19-15. Then last year, under 500, 16-17. This year, 10-12, last in the Big 12.
Yeah,
so
and
it's just gotten worse.
And he also talked about those are the guys that he brought in that he wanted here. I mean, and this is the worst grouping of that. That's not selling you as a guy who can bring folks into the university, and it's selling me as a guy that can't bring guys into the university.
Yeah, that was a absolute blowout in that game. I mean, it was at one point, I think, 25-6.
Yeah, it was like 50-20 at halftime, man.
It was not close. To be fair, Iowa State did just blow out Colorado. Not that they're bell of the ball either. They beat Colorado like 97-67.
It's a good team, but
yeah. And then Iowa State is going to be classic Iowa State.
Yeah.
They got this dude that reminds me of Peja Stojakovic. His name's like Mamamachik or something like that.
Okay.
Hits threes at a just impressive rate, like 50% in the Big 12 so far this year. Number one. He's a good prop bettor.
Do you think they make it to the second weekend of the tournament, though?
Yes.
Because sometimes you get guys like that, they go cold on Saturday and they lose in the the round of 32 instead of making it on to the next
I think they're
weekend.
going to get to the Sweet 16. Now, they did get beat by Kansas by 20, but we don't really know what Kansas is now because after that game on Saturday, it was, their defense is good, and they had 4 guys in double figures, and Melvin Council's the fan favorite.
Yeah,
I think that's,
yes.
that's obvious, right?
Yeah.
And then Vidunga's just huge down low. He's doubles and blocks now out of nowhere the last 4 games. So they're back, right? Like, is this Bill? Is he done? Has he lost it? And then 3 weeks later, okay, this team's actually pretty legit. They're probably going to be a 2-3 seed, and then we'll get to see where they go. And then the rest can be history.
Bryson Tiller had a game. He was a stud, dude. That was awesome.
He dropped 33? Or no, that was the KU kid. What's the kid from BYU that hit 33 points?
White
dude with the headband.
Yes. Gosh, I really like him. I was talking about him to the Celtics. I can't remember his name now. I really
That's
like
all right.
him too.
It wasn't DeBanza.
Yeah.
No, it was not DeBanza. Zero bag DeBanza.
Yeah, he got hot in the second half.
No, because Peterson was nowhere to be found either. So he was able to star. It was like they planned it that way, right? Peterson, you star in the first half. DeBanza, you star in the second half. Give the scouts everything they want, right?
They did. They gave us everything we wanted. So Saturday was fun. I got to hang out with our guy Vern at Kauffman Stadium. We were in the Community America suite as Vern was doing his show. I hopped on with him in the second segment of his show, and then guys kind of came in, got to know Isaac Collins. He seems like a total Royals player. Seems like a dude that I think the fans will like. He's got a better bat than Kyle Isbell. He's got the build. He is a little older than Major League Baseball players you'd see in. The Milwaukee Brewers had him last year. Good thing about him, on-base percentage, man. Get guys on. Don't get them taken off the bases and make sure those guys can score and you can put runs up. Noah Cameron was there. Vinny Pasquantino sat down. He was hilarious. And then we went into the big room where our guy Q was talking. He came in, BS'd around a little bit. It was funny. And then Sherman talked to the gatherers there, the writers and all those people. And I think the most important part that I took from when Mr. Sherman spoke, this team's not leaving Kansas City. And I think that's where everything should be focused on. Right. I think that's the best part of the news because last week when we found out, obviously not going to 119th and Null, and then it was the 2% to 3% chance that I had that I was worried about maybe a San Antonio, a Salt Lake, a Nashville. I feel comfortable as of today saying that I don't care where they go locally, business-wise, team money-wise, whatever it is. To me, the most important part about what I found out Saturday is that they're going to stay in the metro area. That's great for the town. That's great for us. That's great for the team. That's great for our market. And to me, I'm because the way he said it, that, the Ewing Kauffman thing is the fact that they didn't want to leave Kansas City and we need to live up to that promise. And one thing that I know is billionaires get what billionaires want in a downtown stadium, and staying in Kansas City is what he wants. I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, I think, I'll go on record and I'll say they're not moving. This is an ownership group, and I've spoken to a lot of people, obviously, over the last couple of years about this. This is an ownership group that is committed to Kansas City. I mean, even, when, you start to build this ownership group, it's nobody really from the outside, or if there is somebody from the outside, they've got ties directly to Kansas City. And I feel confident at saying that after talking to people throughout this process, these guys are committed to Kansas City, and they are committed to Kansas Kansas City, and they're not too worried about the dollars right now, which is a really good thing for all of us. I've heard for the last couple of months that John Sherman has been meeting with Don Hall Jr. in private meetings trying to figure out some things and getting a stadium done in that Crown Center, Washington Square Park district. And so those have been meetings that I've heard about for months. And we kind of talked about it the last couple of weeks that he's been meeting with, Don Hall and having these kind of meetings. And what I think would be really, really cool if they could get to this point is just take over Crown Center from Hallmark Cards. I mean, when was the last time you've been to Crown Center? Everybody's been down there. It needs an upgrade. It needs, it reminds me of a 1980s shopping mall with an Orange Julius and Sam Goody and all of those type of places in there. It could really use an upgrade. So why not, if he's been in these meetings that I've heard from multiple sources around town now with Crown Center, why not take over Crown Center? And that structure's already there. You have 2 hotels, obviously. You've got the retail component of Crown Center. And then where like that Hallmark headquarters is, nobody's buying greeting cards anymore, right? What's the point of having a huge headquarters like that? You could put the stadium up there where the actual business headquarters are, overlook the city. What a great look that would be. And then have all your Crown Center stuff. And so you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You take an area of town that needs redeveloping, and Crown Center does need redeveloping, and you multi-purpose it with a brand new ballpark, brand new stores, a fresh coat of paint, and now all of a sudden you have something really cool in downtown. Because the information that I've gathered over the last couple of years is that, well, the last couple of months actually as well, the Royals did have a memo of understanding that was signed in September with the state of Kansas. But the Royals as ownership, from what I understand, really want to be downtown and really want something cool. And while you could do something really neat at 119th and Knoll, you can't do something really cool at 119th and all like you could potentially do downtown. And so as they continue to look for these areas, my suggestion would be, since they've already had the meetings with the Halls, take over Crown Center, man. Build the stadium up there. Let that look back. And then you got Union Station in left field. You've got downtown and Kauffman Stadium, or the Kauffman Center in center field. And then you've got, the arena and all that other stuff in right field to look at. And what a beautiful, spectacular view up on that hill that would be. And then you don't have to really build something new. You can just reimagine Crown Center to give us what they want. I think that would be the best plan for the Royals now going forward. And I think that's the one, in my opinion, that makes a lot of sense, and it upsets the least amount of people. There's not as much dirt moving and all that kind of stuff. And you're going to rehab an area of town that, quite frankly, needs to be rehabbed.
He had also mentioned, that is Mr. Sherman, talking about downtown when I had asked him a question myself. And I said, you talk about these villages outside the stadium, and he mentioned San Diego.
San Diego's awesome, yeah.
He said he really hit on that. He didn't really mention Atlanta, but he had mentioned, like, Wrigley and Fenway. He's like, but they're kind of like anomalies is kind of what he said, not verbatim, but basically like they're not changing, they're not moving, they're staying there, but they've developed around it and used their resources in the city to kind of either, like you had said, give a makeover to or create something new. And I think that's his plan to do that in downtown Kansas City. And we talked like, well, where are people going to go? And I was trying to tell you, like, you could walk 20 minutes to P&L, or when you put a stadium there, and if you want to use Crown Center as a makeover job, you could put something there of event. That would be something this team could use. But the thing that I take away, and I said it earlier, the one thing that made me go to bed on Saturday night comfortably with my head on the pillow is that I said to myself, this team is not moving.
They're not moving.
And that's all I really care about, because I know that, people might want to know where they're going more than people, are eager to. To me, I don't honestly, be frank with you, I don't care where they go.
Which is what we said 3 years ago, when this whole thing started. It doesn't matter what side of the state line they're on, as long as they're in the Kansas City area. And that ruffled a lot of feathers. People got mad about that. But the good news is they are staying. They're all Kansas City guys. They're all dedicated to this community. I really don't think people truly understand how fortunate we are to have a guy like John Sherman and an ownership group like we have that are all local guys, that are all very philanthropic to Kansas City, that care about Kansas City, that want it to be done here in Kansas City, that want to do something really cool for Kansas City. That's what we have in ownership right now. And they're going to do it. And it may end up in the Crown Center area, and that would be cool as well. Let's just get this thing done. Let's secure the future here in Kansas City, get that new stadium going, and let's put it all behind us so we can focus on the product on the field for both of these teams right now. Did the groundhog see its shadow? Do we know?
I don't know. They just had it out on TV.
Oh, it said to see his shadow, they're saying right now, which means 6 more weeks of winter, which gets us up to the first day of spring.
Rats.
That's what he is, a rat.
I do have a question. Is Kaleidoscope still in Crown Center?
I
don't know.
Did you
if
ever
it
go to a field
is.
trip for that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So awesome.
Dude, Crown Center used to be. I mean, it still is awesome, but as a kid, it was
it needs help.
Okay.
It really does. They got like
we should go to Kaleidoscope, see if they'll let us go in there.
I would love that.
Because I used to love, it was like
Do
the
a video
wax
for
room.
social, yeah.
Where it would like go neon colors. And it
I
was
bet
all
Legoland may have
I was
replaced
about to
that.
say,
yeah.
the Lego room is really cool
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And we had a text about that. That sounds great as long as they don't mess with the Lego store.
I think they'll keep the Lego store, and I think they'll keep those things are working right
The
now.
Sheridan's
but
in there. You know?
There's a Sheridan, but there's no Sheridans anywhere else. They've all closed.
No, that's why we need to keep that shit.
You know, but I think if the Royals end up taking over Crown Center, which I think would be an awesome idea, you would really see some cool stuff go in there and really renovate that, because Crown Center really isn't a destination for people anymore. You know, you go down there, maybe you see the Christmas tree and do a little ice skating, but you're really not going to Crown Center in May.
No.
You know, you're not going down there in June. It's not a destination anymore. Great, obviously, the Westin and the Sheridan, great hotels, phenomenal people. Tammy from the Westin and Chad and all those folks down there who do a great job with that. But the mall itself just really doesn't lend itself to a whole lot. And so hopefully the Royals can come in there and gut that place, update that whole thing, and really make it a place where, you know, we can be a part of and continue to build that downtown quarter. So hopefully, you know, I'd love to see it down there at Crown Center. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And I've wanted downtown stadium from day one. Then it looked like it was going to go out south. Then it was going to go up north. Now it may go downtown again. So somebody asked me the other day, they go, where would be your perfect location? I said, I always thought the East Village would be really good for that. And you know, and then, you know, things led to another. Then the Crossroads looked like a pretty good location. I kind of like this Crown Center location. You could put a stadium up on the hill and look out on downtown. That's got a cool vibe to it.
That'd be sick.
It's got a cool vibe to it.
Yeah, going back to our earlier conversation at the start of the show, my wife is a cheer coach, and they do complain.
Oh, God.
You just can't escape it, man.
I'm sorry. I hope it's
Yikes.
none of our parents that do that. I don't think any of our cheer parents complain. At least Tim and I don't. We just sit there and cheer.
Kaleidoscope's still there.
Yes.
And then 913 says, OMG Dusty, it took me back. I remember that puzzle machine where you could make your own personalized. That was sick.
That was
Your own
awesome.
personal
machine.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved Kaleidoscope. We got to take the bus downtown. They let us off. Everybody single file line, went through the roster. Everybody here, present, here. There's always the present kid that can't say here. And then you went in there, and it was just like, I felt like a member of the Blue Man Group, and they took us in the neon wax room. I was in there just like spraying everything.
All right, let's say they do take over Crown Center and they get rid of Kaleidoscope. Will we have to hear complaints about that now,
From
too?
me, damn it. It's still real to me, damn it. All right, let's complain on an overreaction Monday. I start with the golf world. One, congratulations to Mac and Hannah, who have now been bit by the PGA bug.
Woo, we're in.
How about Brooks Koepka? Made the cut.
Yeah.
Played pretty good.
Yeah, for the first time, he said first time in a long time playing competitive golf, did well.
Took two
He
boxes
didn't
and checked
consider
them off.
live competitive golf.
Yeah,
No, they played 54 holes. They did a whole bunch of
Yeah.
different stuff. But that was the two questions. Can he make a cut?
Bang.
And can he play 4 days and play good golf in 4 days?
Did it.
He did. He did.
He did.
So I thought that was good to see. But what I took away from this weekend is that Justin Rose is the third best golfer in the world. Similar to how Bobby Witt Jr. is the third best baseball player in the MLB because he's got gods above him, right? He's got Ohtani. That's Scotty Scheffler, right? Like that's Scotty Scheffler. Like that's Scotty's in Ohtani's world. Like it's just my guy. He's playing again. We are Waste Management Open Week ready, right? In Phoenix, the weekend of the Super Bowl, rowdy tournament. We all know about the 17th hole or the 16th hole and the 17th hole. Hell, at this point, it's 9 of them now.
It's
but
every hole out there
this
now,
weekend, right?
Is Dana going? Do we know?
We don't know. We'll find out. Because I think if you really wanted to have a real man's weekend, go to the Waste Management on Saturday, then drive up to Santa Clara, go to the Super Bowl, and say you gotta be rich.
Damn right.
Yeah,
If you're rich, you're not driving.
Well, true.
That's true.
You getting that PJ up to
PJ.
Santa Clara.
Yep.
But Justin Rose, man, this guy, wire to wire, absolute electric this weekend.
He's balling.
We just watched him 2 weeks ago. I on the TGL, have an albatross on a par 5. He's been clutch in a lot of golf tournaments. He's a safe bet almost every big tournament to put a top 10 finish on Justin Rose. He's won Olympic gold for England. And the guy's just a stone cold killer.
He sounds like an English guy. Justin Rose, like he's part of the
Justin Rose.
royal family.
Yeah, and his nickname is Rosie.
Shocker.
And he's one of the guys, now that you're into golf, go back and watch Full Swing Season 1, watch Full Swing Season 2.
Okay.
When you watch Season 2, there is an episode dedicated to Justin Rose. For foreign golfers that normally you root for the USA, he's one of those guys that you're like, all right, because it's Scotty Scheffler, it's Rory McIlroy, and then I think it's Justin Rose. You can have your debate if it's Robert McIntyre. You can have your debate if it's, whoever. But I think when you look at baseball and you think, okay, it's Ohtani and it's Judge, who's the third? You're like, well, it's Bobby, and he's pretty damn good. You look at the PGA Tour, it's Scotty, it's Rory, and then it's Justin Rose, who just went absolutely berserk this weekend. And he's just, dude, on the golf course, we call these guys a stick. He's a stick and he's a dog, and he knows how to play golf pretty damn well. I think he's the third best golfer in the world.
Love it. Yeah, Kevin Wildes had this Fox Sports 1. He was on Bill Simmons' The Ringer. I guess he got this from one of his producers, gave him a half-baked idea. This is for the NBA All-Star Game, and I got to say the overreaction is this is the best NBA All-Star idea ever. Listen to it.
NBA Royal Rumble. It's either one-on-one or knockout, but not just current players. Bring out retired guys, college players, whatever you want. The fans have no clue who comes out next. 30 names, a King of the Hill survivor, but stealing the idea of the Royal Rumble where dudes just sprint out of the tunnel. There's a belt and everything. Tell me that's not the best All-Star Saturday event. That's a free half-baked idea. Thumbs up. Crushed it.
Two guys come out. It's Anthony Edwards and Zion. Anthony Edwards wins. He's king of the court. Now Con Knipple runs out. And he's got to score 2 baskets before. But if Edwards scores 1 basket, he stays on. Con Knipple has to leave. He's got to score 2 times in a row on him.
Then guess who comes out next? Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes. Yes. Oh, my God. It's Angel Reese's music. What is she doing here? She's number 5. My God.
So perfect.
I love it. That's you got to do that. Adam Silver, listen, do that.
But
Easy.
be knockout.
Yeah,
knockout's
knockout,
easier.
quick,
it's quicker. Because I don't know if you have 30 people, but if you just did the all-star rosters and then threw in like 5 ex-players, dude, I'm in. Like, here comes
How long
Reggie.
would that last? 20 minutes?
Not long enough. I mean, my personal opinion.
You'd have to have it be short, but still long
But it
enough
would
to
also
make
be
sense.
Saturday night. Could be the main event, like, Royal Rumble can be.
Have it for an hour. We're in a short window world anymore, man. We don't need 3-hour All-Star games or anything like that.
And the way those guys shoot, knockout would go quick.
Very fast.
And they shoot from the,
that's what I'm saying. It would last
shoot from the 3.
20 minutes or so. I mean, back in our day, we had sitcoms. They were 30 minutes. I mean, it's not like short attention spans or something new. Our whole life was everything in 30-minute blocks. Boom, 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 boom. So there's no rule that says we have to have an All-Star game that lasts 2 or 3 hours.
To go on, Max, real quick, we've asked how to make things interesting, and that's the best plot I've seen to make anything interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, my overreaction is we talk about baseball all the time with financial woes and whatnot, right? All the time, small market versus big market. I think the NCAA has more issues than baseball when it comes to financial. And we're going to see, you think it's bad in baseball with the Dodgers and what they do and what the Yankees do and what the Cubs do? Okay, fine. The Mets, all those teams. This is going to start to have that pendulum effect. It's cool to see the Vanderbilts and the BYUs and all this stuff right now, but as this pendulum swings back, I feel like we're going to get back to where the big boys still remain at the top as long as there are no rules. And so right now, when you're looking at financial situations of sports, the NCAA has a worse financial situation and a worse financial future than Major League Baseball could even talk about.
No disagreement there. NCAA is a mess. See the guy that wants to come to play college basketball, play for the Hornets?
Yeah, he actually played
for the Hornets.
Yeah, 8 games or something, right?
Yeah, he'll be the first guy who actually played games. Come on, man.
And why are we allowing that? But yet that girl at K-State who wanted to play, and they wouldn't let her because she signed a future contract with the WNBA DL or whatever it was. She can't play at K-State.
This guy played an NBA game.
You only played 8 games. It's not that big. Sure, what the hell? Come back in and play college ball.
Wild times. Coming up next, who has more pressure this offseason? We'll discuss who the names are and why on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Chiefs.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that sucks.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, now it is time to feel better. And I'm not the only one saying that. We've got 40,000 people that QC Kinetics has helped. Let that number sink in for a minute. 40,000 people? That's a small city. That's the number of people that are choosing relief without surgery. 40,000 people said, stop, before you replace my knee or my hip, before I put my life on hold for months, there has to be another way. And they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer, and QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of osteoarthritis. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-990-3434. That's 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player in the big game to score the first touchdown, but his teammate scores instead. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the big game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Ontario, Pennsylvania, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-990-3434. That's 800-990-3434. 800-990-3434.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound, a little slow at 23rd Street. Moves better up past Truman with construction. Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, slow rolling from 3rd Street up to 470. Now an accident reporting past 3rd may complicate things further. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Text line chiming in. The Royal Rumble idea as a King of the Hill would be incredible. I mean, I just think it'd be awesome. You could get like, I don't know if you need Akeem Olajuwon, but like Reggie Miller comes out, right? Larry Bird shows up. Luka's out there. 3, 2, 1. That's Larry Bird. Bird. Oh, be great.
Do it. It's easy.
Roman Reigns. He won the male Royal Rumble.
Did see
and
that.
shout out to the text line who called it Alexa Bliss. That wasn't who won it. Liv Morgan. Somebody said they were going to win the female Royal Rumble, so didn't watch it. It was on way too early on a Saturday for me to care. Plus, I was at Royals Rally, so that was fun, hanging out with Vern, hanging out with the Cream Dog. Hey, Cream Dog, you know in 1998, he used to barrel the ball.
It was Binkley there?
No, he was actually.
Well.
Because I took a picture of Binkley's arch nemesis, Neil Jones.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah, hey, guy.
The guy stole a golf cart from Binkley, who has, a
progressive MS.
Yeah, exactly.
In the middle of summer. And he said, "Yeah, well, sorry,
I'm going to take this cart. I'm a TV newsman. Nobody watches your stuff, pal."
And Binkley, I think, was on his way to the Senior Bowl. I'm dead serious. He said, on my way to the Senior Bowl. So I don't know if he's driving.
Wait, the Senior Bowl? Are we
Whatever
sending Binkley to the Senior Bowl?
Really? I think he went on his own account.
There's no way that Binkley was going down there. I would have heard about that one, Dusty. Matt, did you hear about this one? No, so there's no way he's going down there. Yeah.
Nah, dude.
No chance he's going to the Senior Bowl.
I don't know, man.
How does Binkley not tell people about that? And isn't the Senior Bowl over? Wasn't that last week anyway?
He said driving into Superior Bowl and then recorrected and said driving into Senior Bowl.
Oh, maybe he was going to the Kansas High School Senior Bowl or something like that, or the Missouri High School Senior Bowl. I can't imagine that. Or maybe he was getting ready to watch the Senior Bowl. Maybe it was diving into the Senior Bowl. That's had to be what it was. He spelled diving, driving.
We'll find out Wednesday at 6:45. That's all I know.
That's right. 2 days from right now.
Well, you could also believe it, too.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because he was locked in Thursday and Friday with the Farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Justin Roseguy's pretty good. Yeah. Looks like the bad guy from Terminator 2.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the T-1000. So this week, obviously it's Super Bowl week. Get to sit back and watch the joys of what goes on during this week. Tuesday, obviously, the Pro Bowl games or whatever. If you're watching, I won't be. Tonight, by the way, banger at 8 o'clock, Kansas at Texas Tech. Over under 23 minutes of playing time for Darryn Peterson.
Under.
Wait, what channel is it on? ESPN. It's Big Monday. We may get 24 minutes out of him today, or we may get nothing out of Darryn Peterson today.
Big game in Lubbock is.
It is.
Our guy there, is he still in Kansas City rehabbing the knee? Because we thought maybe there's a chance Andy Reid was there. Got to feel like he's in California with this weather going on. Obviously his home state. And then, we're in Lubbock tonight, Kansas and Texas Tech. We'll see if Patty Mahomes is there courtside in his normal seats that he'll have. But you speak of Patrick Mahomes, you speak of Andy Reid, you speak of Brett Veach. For those of you that have forgotten or don't remember, February 10th, the Chiefs off-season scheduled show here on 96.5 The Fan from 9 until 11. Bob, myself, Carrington, Cody, and Gold all in studio talking about all the moves. And we bring up the question of, pressure this offseason. More so Andy Reid, more so on BV, Brett Veach.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that all pressure is bad pressure, but I do think that Brett Veach has a lot of pressure in this offseason because there are two things that we are going to see him do or try to attempt to do, and that is, one, for the first time we've never seen it, pick in the top 10.
That's right.
So that's a big, hey, top 10 pick, a lot of pressure, 6 and 11. Who you going to get? A couple of names a lot of people kind of gravitate to when it comes to Reuben Bain and Jeremiah Love. Those are the two names that kind of, they're the most well-known names, I would say, outside of just like, the average college fan. Like a lot of people know who that is. Obviously, defensive lineman for Miami. And then Jeremiah Love, the number one running back prospect in college out of Notre Dame. Chiefs couldn't run the ball. Chiefs couldn't stop the ball. So there's two things right there. So that's a lot of pressure there just to get that 9th pick right and sell your team city on that pick. The other thing, too, is that you got to get younger and better at the same time. That's a lot of pressure to handle. Like, I trust in him, right? Like, we trusted in Dayton Moore when he made those things and got a championship. Brett Veach has gotten you a roster. It's gotten you 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 rings. He's on fine time for me. I don't have any issues with it. But I will say, I think he does have a lot of pressure this year in this draft because he's picking 9th overall. He's going to have a lot of time to look into this draft. Like we've heard Spags before say, before it was such a quick end of the season that we come right back and then boom, it's April and we're picking and we didn't get to dive into all this stuff. Whatever you want to look at that, Veach has been in the lab for, 2 months now, and then it's going to crank up even more. So I think it's pressure, but I don't know if it's necessarily negative pressure because we've never seen him pick in the top 10. But where the big pressure is to me is you got to get younger and you got to get faster.
Well, and that is key right there. And defense is going to be the focal point of this draft from what I understand, right? Like their plan is like defense. They know they need to get faster on defense. And again, this is coming from people I've spoken to around the league about this, but they're not counting out Jeremiah Love. They're not counting out, wide receivers. They're not counting out anybody. The plan always gets deviated from, whether it's building a stadium in the East Village or building one in, Wyandotte County or building a football team or building a baseball team. You have the best laid plans, and then things happen, and then life takes over, and other people get involved, and nothing ever, goes according to that plan. And so I think the plan is a lot of defense in this draft. But again, if better players are there that fit the bill on the offensive side of the ball, they're not going to, back away from that. I think it's fun pressure for Brett Veach because, like you said, he's never, ever, ever picked this high, and he hopes to never, ever pick this high again. But these are the cards that you're dealt, so you take advantage of the hand, in which you're given. So I think they're going to have some fun with this. The pressure for me goes, though, I think more so to Andy Reid because people want to talk about last year's draft. I have to give it an incomplete. I don't know really what we saw out of last year's draft. One of the guys was injured, the whole time. One guy was injured and missed some games as well. One guy at the running back position didn't get used. I mean, those are 3 guys right there that I think we were counting on that really didn't get the opportunity to do what they could potentially do, whether it was by injury or whatever the case may be, or just non-use, like Brashard Smith. We didn't use that guy at all last year. So I'd like to see the pressure of Andy Reid actually using these guys now, just like they did in 22. They used all of those guys right away, and they all had big impacts on this team. And so I think Brett's in a really good spot right now. He gets the opportunity to pick high. He gets to kind of showcase. Maybe you trade down as well in that situation. You can compile more picks because the Chiefs do need a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball. And they do need to get quicker, and they do need to get younger because as we've seen in these playoffs, man, defense does win championships, and that speed on defense wrecks a game. Wrecks it.
Yeah, and I think that when you look at this team and where they were, I think they were both equally bad on both sides of the football this year, and where they were where they made the biggest, most impressive run is that like each side defended itself when they won that one year when they won 11-6 and nobody could catch a football, but then it was like, hey, you give us 17 points, we'll only allow 14. You don't have to be great. It's kind of like we'll get to it a little bit later what Vern says about Carter and Cags. Either one has to be great or both have to be good. And kind of the Chiefs recipe for all the years, except for maybe one, in my opinion, where one was really great and the other one was just there. Whereas this team is built, in my opinion, moving forward, if they can just both be good, I think they'll pan out just fine.
Yeah.
If the defense supports the offense supports the defense, this team will do things that it can possibly do because of who they have at head coach and who they have at quarterback, which we are seeing that in this, like you'd mentioned in the playoffs. You saw Houston do what they did. You've seen Denver do what they do. You see Seattle, who might have the best defense in the two teams that were going up against each other. And then New England just kind of figured out the Mike Vrabel way when the playoffs started.
Yeah, they did.
Now, again, they went against C.J. Stroud and Jarrett Stidham, but whatever, that defense was still locked in and ready to go. But you've seen the graphic before, teams that won a Super Bowl that had a top 10 defense, right? I mean, what, Mahomes, 0? Tom Brady, 4? So, I mean, like, it does complement each other, and that's why Mahomes, I think, is regarded as one of the better ones, because for a while it was like, okay, Mahomes, just go win the game.
Yeah,
and
but now he's older.
And,
exactly. He's in his 30s now. You can't take that for granted anymore. Who did we just see and hear from? Mike McDaniel saying that they relied too much on the quarterback in L.A. when he came in there last week, right? He said they relied too much on the quarterback, bailing him out. That's a memo to Kansas City as well. We can't rely on the quarterback to bail us out anymore. We've got to now build the team around this gentleman who's 30 years old.
Coming up on the other side, we'll get into what UMKC did yesterday and confidence level in this unit on the baseball diamond for the Kansas City Royals. We discussed 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, here we are. It's the week of the big game. That's right. The biggest game of the year is on Sunday, and you can get in on all of the action with Underdog right now in Missouri. And if you're not on Underdog yet, you're in luck. New customers will score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. And playing on Underdog is easy. Just head on over to the app and make the entries on if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns and rushing yards, receptions, and more. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you like making entries and winning money, then Underdog is the place to be for the big game. And not just for the big game. You can get in on the basketball action, the hockey action, like I like to do as well with the Underdog app. So what are you waiting for? Download it today. Use promo code BOB to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a trusted local professional with over 70,000 five-star reviews to make your house feel like home. And that's exactly why we chose CertaPro Painting for all of our painting needs and why our friends and family have done the same. Each CertaPro painter is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut, crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hey, it's Cody and Gold, and you guys know Centric Training is where your IT career starts, and the year has started. Have you?
Maybe you were an occupational support specialist, an operations trainer, maybe just working in sales or outside and you're tired of it. You could have a new career in as little as 4 months to start this new year.
IT jobs are in demand and Centric's enrolling right now. You can get hands-on training, industry certifications, career placement support over at Centric, and the sooner you start, the sooner you move forward. Visit Centric.com or call today. Centric Training, your IT career starts here.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman online at rwco.com.
Need a water heater?
State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weidenman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound gets heavy at 23rd, or just before that. Stay sluggish up to Truman with construction. Grandview, 49 northbound with an accident before Main Street, lane block there. Delays from around 140th Street and building. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes videos like MVP Monday, Chiefs Take Tuesday, and Best Bets. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Moving quite along here on a Monday. Some big news over the weekend. The UMKC Roos with a splash hire. We'll have their AD on a little bit later on in the show to talk all things UMKC. It's a big day for them, considering what they have been. Their head coach currently, he's announced that he is not going to do it anymore after this year, going to step down. So UMKC said, we got a void to fill. And boy, did they go fill it.
Yeah, they really did. Mark Turgeon, I like that hire, right? I know he hasn't coached in 5 years, and there's been some, people saying, he hasn't coached in 5 years. What can he do? But, I like it. I think it's a really good name. It's a guy that's obviously has ties to the area. He's a Jayhawk. He's national champion. He's coached at 3 big-time programs. And UMKC needs that buzz, Dusty. They really do. I mean, and I know you guys are big-time college basketball fans, more so than, than I am. Imagine having a city team like that was really good. Imagine being like, I'm just trying to think out loud of some of those like Big East schools, like a St. John's is right now, and how that revolutionized New York City because they brought Rick Pitino in and he flipped St. John's on a dime. And I think a lot of times these city programs can really just generate so much interest for everybody because I think everybody's got a stake in it because it is Kansas City. And so, Doc Martin, not named after the shoe, Brandon Martin will join us coming up this hour, the athletic director over there, and kind of get his thought about what they're doing. And I want them to move all their games back to the Muni. I think that's the perfect place for UMKC to be playing. It's historical. It's awesome. You get to go downtown. You can have a fun night out. It's a good atmosphere. Like, they got some things moving in the right direction, and this coach helps, man. I think this coach is a really nice hire. I know, Mac, you're like, as a kid, I watched this guy at Texas A&M. That's really cool. And,
big Aggie fan. I love
people
Mark
that
Turgeon.
are older than me are like, I watched him play with the Jayhawks back in the 80s, And then so he's got all of the ties, a Kansas native, Wichita State, KU, has had a run of success elsewhere. And so this feels like a really nice hire for UMKC. I'm excited for them. It's the first time in a while that you can get excited about Roos basketball at this point in time.
I think it's just and I don't mean this in any disrespect, but I mean, it's a big name for a not so big name university.
Yeah.
And one hand shakes the other. And again, with the way the transfer portal is, you're going to see some guys come in through UMKC's system, play for maybe a year or two, and they're going to pop off into a, big school and otherwise, but at least you're going to have a possibility to see talented players go on. I kind of always look at UMKC maybe as a rude way. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but kind of like a minor league team, the way that college basketball is today, where you might see a guy come here and play, 2 seasons, and then all of a sudden he's a starting 5 member for the University of the Kansas Jayhawks, right? Or he's going to Missouri and playing, starting 5 for them. So either way, it'd be kind of interesting to see what they can do at the university. So Royals Rally was this weekend. It was a fun time. Should have some videos coming up later on today. Or so with the Instagram stuff we did one with had JJ Bucola was in one of the videos, had a little funny bit with him. So that was cool. Had the guys come in, sit down with Vern. You kind of just got the feel until you looked out the window and saw the entire K was covered in snow. But I did.
How do the new fences look?
That's what I say. I did get to see how far they are in. It doesn't seem like it's that crazy.
Okay.
But it does kind of give you the feel that, and I compare this to Moustakis on Vern's show on Saturday when I joined him, that sometimes just like the physical look of like actually seeing it can change the perspective of things. And I don't know if that will, because Vern did the math and kind of figured out that there were only like 13 like balls that would have been either home runs or hits. So really you saved 13 hits by moving the fences in when you put all the numbers and stuff together.
13 for the Royals? Or
for the Royals at the K. So only 13 other plays would have been considered either like
Offensively for the Royals.
Yeah, home runs were like hits. So it's really not that big of a number. So then you think about when they sent Moose down, right? Like, I think the one thing that got to Moose was like seeing 186 on the screen and being like, my God,
that got him.
Yeah. And then the playoffs started and everything went to 0-0-0. And all of a sudden Moose found this stroke again. And then he leads the franchise home run record and all that sort of stuff changed. So maybe seeing the fences in a little bit will give hitters the confidence, because you look down the right field line, you think, okay, man, Vinny Pasquantino, a lefty, he could start sneaking some. Because I always go back to the Kyle Isbell play that Soto caught at the wall in the ALDS.
Yeah.
That's a home run, game's over.
Right.
And it wasn't a home run, it was series over. And who knows what happens? The Royals win that game with a dramatic home run like that.
Yeah.
That's baseball in a nutshell in the postseason, is momentum. We know that all too well from 2014. But one thing I do find asking myself is, what is the confidence level in the fan base with the pitching staff? Because we have talked until our faces are royal blue about getting an outfield bat, but nobody's mentioning the pitching.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that's because they have solidified their stay for now, because it used to be, damn, dude, we just can't develop any arms. We had Cal Aldred up here, couldn't figure things out. He's gone, and so on and so forth. And now they are starting to have pitching. And, you know, talking to people around the team on Saturday and hearing Sherman talk about what JJ's plan is, how he's giving him the trust. If he can go find the bat and he can make it make sense, then go do all as well. And also they have a surplus of pitching. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the pitching, it doesn't matter who you have in right field.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't matter who you got in left field. Doesn't matter if Caglione hits 50 home runs. I'm being egregious here. If you don't have anybody that can throw below a sub-4 ERA. And you do have a lot of questions in my mind about this pitching staff going into this year. Bubic is coming off an injury. And a year before that where he was on no pun intended, but a pitch clock. Cole Reagan's coming off an injury.
That's right.
Seth Lugo coming off a contract extension and then just kind of fell off after that contract extension happened. Michael Wacha's a year older. Also, by the way, was rocking one hell of a mustache at Royals Rally. I mean, Fu Manchu style. And then you've got Noah Cameron, who's coming in off of a great rookie season, Rookie of the Year candidate last year. Can he do most of that again this year? And I think to myself, are we giving the pitching a pass because of what we've seen over the last couple of years? Plus, you look at the bullpen with Estevez, who led the league in saves. Urseg's still there. You brought in Matt Strahm, and they said one of the biggest key components this spring training, we'll see who can be that next arm to kind of give you the solidification of the bullpen for your forearm strength to go with Urseg, Estevez, and Strahm in that back end of the bullpen. But the pitching, to me, has a huge question mark, because it's not going to matter who plays right field or left field if this pitching staff can't continue to do what it's doing. And I do think they have the best staff in the AL Central. Now, can they go out there and compete and win this damn division?
Yeah, hearing from a big league manager this past week or so, he was telling me very, very, very excited about what the Royals have. Like, this is an opposing manager who sees the team, right? Obviously, he's like, I really like what they have going on there in Kansas City. But, yeah, to say that I'm not concerned, they're running it back. And we know what happens when you run it back. Usually not good things happen
for the third
when
year
you run it back. Yeah, and this is the third year in a row. There's nothing different, really, on this roster. Elaine Thomas or whoever comes in that's not somebody different, if you will, on the roster. And it is a roster that if everything is not perfect, then it's probably not going to get to the level that we want it to get to. But it always is predicated on pitching. I think you went through all those five guys, and really as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking Noah Cameron's the guy I have the most confidence in right now, because he's the youngest guy, and the league never caught up to Noah Cameron last year. And I really respect that out of him, because usually you see a rookie come up and they're good for a week or so. Same with that Mizorowski kid from Kansas, or from Missouri, I guess he's from, right? From Kansas City. Both of those guys literally got better as the season went along. And I watched that, and I thought to myself all year, wow, the league is eventually going to catch up to Noah Cameron. And it never did. And they never, ever did. And that impresses the hell out of me, that the league never caught up to that guy. And he continued to work and continued to get better and continued to evolve and continued to adjust to the league before they had an opportunity to adjust to him. And so going into his second year, I mean, that's all I needed to see. Say, this kid's going to keep adjusting. He gets it at the big league level. Reagans and Bubic are coming off of injury. Lugo's coming off of, I signed a contract, I went away. And then, Wacha, as you mentioned, is a year older right now. And so you're relying a lot of hopes right now. But every team is at this point. Everybody has to do good. Everybody has to achieve success. But, if your pitching goes, belly up, you're not going to have the opportunity to win a lot of games. And that really is the case for any team in Major League Baseball. But the Royals have to go out there and, start out hot, get off to that hot start, give themselves a little bit of a cushion. So when you do hit the dead days of summer and the end of the season, you're not falling back to the pack, you've made up enough ground early on. So just get off to a hot start. Maybe you can ride this thing all summer long.
Yeah, Vern was talking to Noah Cameron in his sit-down interviews during the show on Royals Rally Saturday. And I think there was, I'm trying to think about as accurate as I can get. Noah Cameron was saying that when he was in college, he was asked because he was like, hey, get ready. You're going to, throw the back end of this game if this guy comes out at a certain time. Well, it turned out the guy pitched all 7 innings, and they didn't need Noah Cameron. So he was like, never mind, you're going to start tomorrow. So Noah Cameron started and then pitched phenomenal. And they said, okay, you're going to be a starting pitcher moving forward. And he's like, then it started to kind of click that this was going to be something that he could take. Because it is a big question, man. You say the league didn't catch up on Noah Cameron. Well, the league's had the entire offseason to watch videotape and kind of put his, repetition up there and his, what he likes to do. But
based on what I saw out of him, he ain't going to let the league catch him, man. I loved what he did last year.
Yeah, he's a good lefty in that rotation because you have him, Reagans, and Bubic, and then you got the 2 veterans in Lugo and Walker around him. Plus, you got Ryan Berger as well. What's Daniel Lynch's role? Does Alec Marsh make an appearance at some point in this season?
Oh, they're all pitched this year. They're all start games because that's just the way it works in baseball,
It's going to be interesting. First game of the year is in Atlanta, going up against Chris Sale, left-hander. Lane Thomas, Isaac Collins. See you on opening day. That's my prediction. Along
Friday
with
night, right?
Yeah, along with Vern.
There we go.
You know how it is in baseball. Lefty, righty, lefty, right. You know what I mean?
Already playing matchups in March.
Oh, yeah.
Game 1. Well, we better put the lefty. It's opening day. Put your best lineup out.
Yeah. Have Jack go out there against Chris Sale. Over 3 strikeouts.
Thank God it's a Friday.
Hall of Fame pitcher. This is from Twitter to get excited about. In the month of February, you're going to gain 77 minutes of daylight. It's coming. We just got to get through the dog days. 77 minutes.
It's going to happen fast. All of a sudden, it's already starting. Dusty, like 5:31, light one. That's how you know you're old men. You're texting each other what time the motion light goes on at night.
5:47 last night.
Was it 5:47 last night? It's getting later.
5:45 on Friday, 5:47 on a Sunday.
Back in October, we were doing that saying it was early. Now we're like, ooh, it's getting later.
Mac was right about something. We go back to and digest that as well, plus the confusion that is everything about Darryn Peterson in Kansas here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Park and Go are ready for that spring break trip. We are in February now, and people are going to be headed out for spring break. Or if you're just headed anywhere out of the airport, you need to park at Park and Go, especially with weather like this. The snow's on the ground. You don't want it on your car. At Park and Go, every spot is covered, so your car is always protected. Whether it's the winter or that summertime sun, your car is always going to be safe at Park and Go. Once you make your flight reservation, make your parking reservation at bookparkandgo.com. Boom, it's done, and you are ready to go. And then you show up on the day of your flight, you give them that reservation, they direct you to the covered spot they have reserved for you. In seconds, the van meets you, takes you right to the airport terminal. And when you get back, just grab your bags, walk outside, the bus is there, jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Guys, ladies, you made your New Year's resolution to get back in shape. What happens next? You want to see those results over at Synergen X and Low T Center. And for a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. So say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and find out what Synergen X and Low T Center can do to change your life. If you've been suffering from the symptoms of low testosterone, such as constant tiredness, lack of focus, or just feeling off, Synergen X and Low T Center can help you meet with a real provider, not a chat bot on a website, and get real pricing. Not a surprise when the bill comes from a website. So get your real results because Synergen X and Low T Center can provide those for you. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives, and you can do the same. Walk in or book an appointment at getmyhealthfix.com. That's getmyhealthfix.com. And you'll be happy that you've finally taken the steps to begin changing your life.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Swicey menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Staples has hot deals and super low prices on everything for your business. And right now, brand your business at Staples with up to 30% off custom labels. Exclusions apply. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app. Ends 4/18. Visit staples.com/print for details.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If the high cost of living is weighing you down, lighten your load at Hy-Vee. Save big at the pump with red-hot fuel saver deals this week. Stock up on groceries and stack up the savings when you scan your Hy-Vee Perks card at checkout. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up might even be free. Don't have a Perks card yet? Just download the app or go to Hy-Vee.com/perks and start saving today. Don't miss the red-hot fuel saver deals this week only at Hy-Vee.
The big game's here, and you're going to have a watch party. It may not be super for all of us Chiefs fans here in Kansas City, but still, Hy-Vee can help you make it super. Hy-Vee's your one-stop shop for all of your big game watch party needs. You can get fresh dips. They've got all the chips, the take-and-bake pizzas, a great selection of wings, and my favorite is the bakery. I love their football-themed cookies, and they've got great sheet cakes and cupcakes as well. Mix and match in the wine and spirits department and save 10% when you mix or match 6 or more bottles. Only at Hy-Vee.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side in Grandview, 49 northbound with an accident before Main Street, left lane blocked. Heavy delays from around 155th Street and Building. On the Kansas side, 70 eastbound slowing at the split with 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Guys, big shout out to Kevin. Kevin! Oh, man, that makes me
Not
sad.
today. Not with the bad news over the weekend, right?
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara. R.I.P. Rest in power, young woman.
Yeah.
I'll miss that one.
71 years old, way too young to be leaving us, you know?
I am going to absolutely bawl my eyes out when I watch Home Alone 1 and 2 this year. When he comes home in Home Alone 1 and sees his mom there.
Yeah.
And then the second one, they're at the Rockefeller tree, and he's like, wow, that happened fast.
The cool thing about that is they had a real relationship too.
Sure.
You know, like a lot of times on screen you don't.
But
form
not
that,
with just him, with all the children. They
Yeah.
said that she was a mom on set, but not the one that was like overprotecting. It was just like someone you could go to and talk about. Like Eugene Levy had a great reach out to her as well. Buzz, the guy that played Buzz, he had a cool little segue to her as well.
Nice. What's that guy doing now? Is he still
last
acting?
Last I checked, he went to jail and then he became like a cop or vice versa.
Really? Does it surprise you that guy went to jail?
No.
He was a jerk in the movie.
Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. Also, random fact, February 2026 is officially being dubbed as a perfect month.
Yes, it is because of the fours.
There are 4 exact weeks that start on a Sunday and end on a Saturday.
Right.
Fitting perfectly into 4 complete rows on a standard calendar.
Yep.
This hasn't happened since 2015. Last time that happened, what happened?
The Royals won the World Series. Now, the
Series.
next time I think is 2037
You
is
are
what I
correct.
saw, right?
Yep,
yeah,
you are
2037 when they do that again. Hey, real quick before we get into some of this Darryn Peterson stuff, the hockey game last night, the
Sick.
stadium
I wish I
game.
would've watched
Well,
it.
and I do too. I mean,
I didn't know what was happening.
But they didn't really do a good job of promoting the stadium
We had a
series.
goalie fight?
We had a goalie fight. We had a like a coach dressed like Anselmo.
He looked like the lead singer of the Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Yeah,
Last
he
amount
looked
of
like
cock on his bottle.
Yeah,
That's
like a
not
zoot
that's
suit.
not Hello America.
Yeah, he had a zoot suit on, which, by
Yeah.
the way, Ryan at Cactus is now calling him. He goes, "What's that guy's name? Jerry Anslow?" I go, "Yep, that's perfect."
Oh, no.
America.
Zoot Suit Riot.
Throw back a bottle of beer.
Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Do you know them, Mac?
That sounded
Zoot
familiar, but
Suit
no.
Riot. Throw
No.
back a bottle of beer. Oh, yeah. Cherry Poppin' Daddies
Okay.
were good.
Going
Yeah.
home to your cold black hell.
What about Squirrel Nut Zippers?
Is this
Do you know them?
50s? When it,
No,
No,
they came
this
out in
is-
like the mid-90s.
Yeah, mid-90s.
But they were
Yeah.
like a random, like, them and
sounded like you were doing a doo-wop sort of thing. So
Well,
I didn't know.
look it up. Look
Okay.
up Cherry Poppin' Daddies and look up Squirrel Nut Zippers, too. That's another good kind of like zoot suit.
And then look up Lou Bega's Mambo number 5.
Oh, do you know Mamba number 5?
Oh, for sure.
Mac,
No?
you
Oh.
don't?
Okay.
Oh,
I'll get that.
man.
It's not by the name.
It's Mamba number 5.
I need
1,
tea.
2, 3, 4, 5. Everybody
yeah.
in the car, come on, let's
That's
ride
right.
to the liquor store around the corner. Get a little gin and juice, and my baby don't wanna feel like a beer buzz that I had last week. Something talk is
Must stay in chat, but talk is cheap. I like
Angela,
Angela,
Rita,
Pamela, and something.
Yeah.
And as I continue, they keep getting sweeter. This Cherry Poppin' Daddies? Yeah, they F. Oh, yeah.
Assuming this is clean.
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
think they are pretty clean. This is a lot of like ska music. I think they called it back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this era?
This reminds me of the Crossing in Lawrence. This kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're.
Who was the other one? There was a third like
Mighty Mighty Boston's?
No, that's not who I'm thinking of. That song, "Knock on Wood," was a banger too. I mean, I love that song.
The best part of Mighty Mighty Boston's, they just literally had a guy on stage that danced. And the way he
That was
danced
his
was
job?
just, and he had one move. It was just like if you watch the
So is that what Sudeikis is doing in that bit? Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If you watch the old Saturday Night Live videos, because Vern was bringing up a Saturday Night Live skit that had Mike Sweeney and Mark Gredzalonic in it back in like the 90s.
I don't remember
And he's like,
Sweeney
you need
being
to YouTube this. He's like, they had Mike Sweeney because he's like one of the greatest guys you'll ever meet in your life. Like literally a saint.
I think you're wrong by that. He is the greatest guy you will ever meet. There's nobody better than Mike Sweeney.
Great dude. And he was like, they portrayed him as like an a-hole on Saturday Night Live and he leaned into it. I'll have to look it up because he brought up Gredzalonic and he brought up Mike Sweeney and the two of them. He's like, because Vernon goes, this is how old I am, so don't judge me. He's like, I had a VHS where I would record the Saturday Night Lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, that was one that always, we'll have Vern on
okay.
at 8:20. I'll bring it up for him because he does a better job explaining it. But good luck explaining this young man.
Peterson. Jams it! Oh, what a finish by Darryn Peterson.
Because Saturday
Finished by Darryn Peterson. There was no finishing by Darryn Peterson at all.
That was the poster dunk
I'm no
that we
Dr.
saw.
J, but he looks pretty healthy.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But that was Saturday, man. I mean, it lived up to at least to his hype. That our guy,
Hi, macaroni.
Ron Slater, talked about on Friday that we were going to see why Darryn Peterson is the best projected number one pick that Kansas man has ever seen in the nation. I mean, you have 5 freshmen that are going to go into this tournament, and it's going to be absolutely electric. For the first time in a long time that I can remember, college basketball does not have one guy that they are all putting the focus on to go into March and save their tournament. You have Darryn Peterson, A.J. DeBanza, Cameron Boozer, the Williams kid from Carolina, and then that Wagler kid at Illinois that's got local ties.
Yeah,
That
he's
kid's
playing great.
absolute stud.
Stud.
Watched him yesterday beat Nebraska.
The best part about that is nobody wanted that kid a year ago, and now he's looked at as a potential first-round NBA draft pick. I mean, it's been awesome for him.
He might be the 5th best freshman in this class, and this class is loaded. But Darryn Peterson, man, 18 points in the first half, spotted KU a 20-point lead going into the half, and then saw him for about, I don't know, a minute and a half after that. Didn't play, had the old warmers on the legs. We saw the viral picture, right? The guy that took the picture behind the bench. And then the caption was, No training staff, no anybody came over, nothing of concern, which then led to what they would think is a bigger concern, as in, is this kid saving himself? And then you look at that game and you're like, well, they didn't really need him in the second half, but it got close.
It got close. Of course, they needed him in the second half.
And it was like, where's he at? And we've seen this before when they played Baylor in that electric game at Allen Fieldhouse, where they were down and Peterson came and he played really well in the first half. And then they needed 3 points and he randomly went in, got a foul, hit 3 free throws, never saw him in overtime, never saw him again after that. And it's such a crazy enigma that's going on. But it's also like Mac and you had described earlier, and I'll give you the floor with this. It is the day and age of college sports.
Well, it is. I mean, I don't like it, but I also accept it because it is what it is, right? And there's nothing we can do.
Isn't that the worst feeling to have?
Yeah,
you don't like it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, which is basically life in general. let's call it what it is. Yeah. Right? It is what it is. Right? What are you going to do about it, right? You lose your mind, get yourself all worked up, getting upset about something you can't control, or just looking at the big picture. We'll ask Brandon Martin, the AD of UMKC, like how this NIL stuff affects them and what we can do to fix this stuff moving forward.
Do you think this continues into the tournament?
Oh, hell, yes, of course I do.
You think the tournament he plays like he's never played?
Do you really? Okay, yes. All right, we'll see. Look,
macaroni.
So far, what we have seen is everything that we have seen. You know, he plays for a little bit. It's like I got into it with Alex on Thursday, and you know, Alex is like, "Oh, he'll play." I mean, no, he's not. He's not going to play. Until he plays, you cannot count on this guy to play. Now, I'm not mad at him at all. His agent, they're doing the right thing. Guy going to be number one pick. I've never seen a player like this before, guys, and I've been watching KU since 1995. The only person that I see that could truly dominate every single time he's on, because this guy dominates every single, he doesn't have a night off, right? He does not have a night off. When he's out there, he is on. It's Paul Pierce 2.0 for me. I know some will say Wilt and put him in that category, but I mean, he's as good as anybody I've ever seen touch the ball at KU, but he doesn't play enough. And he doesn't play enough because he's going to be the number one overall pick, and he doesn't want to take that chance. And so he's giving Kansas just enough for the money that they're giving him. And you have to understand, when you get into these relationships with these top players, you're not dictating it anymore. Bill, you're the coach. I get all that. And I understand, you know, it's your program. And for any college coach out there, I can say that too. But you don't run the program anymore now that we're in this NIL stage. If you take a player that is going to be a top 5, top 10 pick in the NBA, they're going to dictate the rules. And that's one of the things that you just have to accept, because even after the game, Bill Self said, I'm not a doctor regarding Peterson. That's the frustration that you need right there.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor. Once he said that, you knew this is out of Bill Self's hands. It's that guy that was sitting behind the bench. That's his agent that said, this is what we're going to do. Do something wrong, you ain't getting another one of my guys. And so those are the games that you got to play now in college sports. And it absolutely sucks. But that, to me, with my own eyes, is what I'm seeing with Darryn Peterson right now. Agent shut that thing down. Sorry, he played enough for you today.
You don't need him. You're up 20.
Well, okay.
Yep.
And it was a great first half. And I told you guys, we had dinner with Denny and Amy Matthews on Saturday, right? We were at Cactus, watched the first half at the bar, then moved over. It's 20-point lead. We start talking and whatnot. All of a sudden, we all look up and go, where did this lead go? What's going on? And everybody's kind of getting nervous.
Is dissipating, Bob.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, right?
And some more salsa while you're at it.
Yeah, I mean, best time. They're the cutest couple. I love everything about Denny and Amy, and it is so awesome. And you look at two people that are genuinely in love. You don't see that a lot. And those two are genuine. It's so awesome to hang out with them. And so we're watching this game,
fun.
And then all of a sudden it's what the hell's going on? It's a 4-point game, then it's an 8-point game, it's a 4-point, and Darryn Peterson is nowhere to be found. And you're like, this is what it is. These are the rules now that we just have to accept as college sports fans. And I'm okay with it because I know what it is. And the people who shouldn't be okay with it are the universities. But you've had 75 years to figure this thing out, and you did.
Right. Somebody says it feels like it's hurting his draft stock. Mac, you probably disagree with that.
No, yeah, it's absolutely not hurting his draft stock. He showed everything and more in 18 minutes. Scored.
He was unbelievable. He's the best player in the country.
Scored threes, mid-range faders. He dunked. He has layup package. He's got handles.
Leading the nation in most points average in the first half. He was going into that game with 13.4, and it led the nation. I would assume it's now up to like 15 after having
0
18
in the
pieces.
second.
Yeah, and then at least in the second half in the nation.
But it's crazy. He's a 14 to 15 point addition and a half. And it's the first half.
And
that's what the lead was. They were up by 15 or 20 points. Yeah, he's the difference maker. I mean, guys, he may be one of the best basketball players in the United States right now. I'm counting NBA players out there. He's better than some of these guys that are in the NBA right now. I mean, there's no question about it.
He's one of the most developed. What I'll say is
he's so far advanced.
Yes, he's one of the most advanced 18-year-olds I've ever seen.
He doesn't look 18.
No, he doesn't. He switches hands. He knows where the defense. Like, it's minor stuff.
He's getting double teamed, and then he knows where to pass it. You see AJ DeBanza gets double teamed. He's flustered. He has no idea. He's got handles with his left just as he does with his right. He looks off and passes away. Like, he does things that we're expecting guys in their 4th or 5th year in the NBA.
Looks like LeBron running the show out there, man. It really does. And
it's like Cooper Flagg a little bit last year.
He's fantastic. But I'm not mad at him at all.
No.
I'm mad at the situation, but I'm really not mad at the situation because this is where we ended up because nobody did a damn thing. F around and find out. Now, here we are. Best player that the KU may has ever had gives you 20 minutes a game because he's got too much money in the NBA.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
I said shout out to Kevin. I didn't mean to get on my sad, dramatic Captain O'Hara thing. Shout out to Kevin, listener of the show, brought us up a banana pudding cheesecake.
Woo. Oh, nice.
Dear Lord Almighty, I'm going to do my best to just not walk out of here with a body full of vanilla wafers, whipped cream, and banana pudding. But shout out to Kevin for bringing that up there. You're a real one. We appreciate
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you, bud.
Way to start the Monday off with a little banana pudding cheesecake. Mac, how heavy was that thing, dude?
It's got to be
30 pounds.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Because a cheesecake is it's probably the densest of the cakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seriously, can you think of a denser cake than a cheesecake? Other than a Maloney cake or something like that? But like that's a dense cake. And then you top it with the banana pudding. Yeah, that's a workout right there.
Maloney's cakes. They're dense. All right, one word, KU, BYU.
Halves. Tale of two halves. The first half was phenomenal, was awesome. Then the second half came around. You're like, oh, best player in the country sitting on the bench, and that's why we saw this ended up being a close game. Doesn't matter how many you win by now, right? Doesn't matter. Just go out there and win games. KU in the last 2 weeks has beaten Iowa State and BYU when people had them dead for rights and whatnot. So it was good. It was electric. It was an event. It's everything that you wanted, except for Darryn Peterson to play more than 23 and a half minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah, for me, it was the one word is confusing. I mean, I watched the best basketball player in D1 college basketball this year completely control a game. I mean, DeBanza started off 0 for his first 4.
It was crazy. Like, DeBanza didn't score the first 8 or 9 minutes, right?
Didn't even put up a shot. Like, at one point, everybody on the floor, the starting 10, 9 of them had scored. The one guy that hadn't was DeBanza. Confusing. Darryn Peterson not playing at all in the second half. Confusing. Everything about it, it was a 20-point game, then it was a 4-point game, and then we all look at each other watching the game going, so, like, what just happened? I don't know. Confusing.
Yeah,
but it was electric at Allen Fieldhouse like the first 20 minutes.
It gave you everything you wanted. Yeah.
Had Bill come out, got the respect handshakes from the BYU bench. Like, oh, God, there he is.
And that's how you lose a game. It looked like Frank Martin all over again, intimidated by the atmosphere. Billis is right about the building being the way that it is, but you still have to play against Kansas. But the building does add to it. It's an intimidating place to play.
Side conversation, we can move it on because one word's going on right now. Can he win Player of the Year with the time that he plays?
Probably not. No, it'll be Boozer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be Boozer.
But then you look at his stats, you're like, he's averaging 18 a game.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've never seen...
Incredible.
I mean, I've never seen, in my opinion, an athlete be so much better than the competition at any level. It's unbelievable.
Like, that was the first overall player playing against probably the third overall player picked or second, and it's that big of a gap.
It's a
right
gap.
now.
I mean, it's night and day. That guy could be dominating in the NBA right now. He could be a double-double guy in the NBA very easily right now.
I agree with that. Yeah, he could average.
Well, yeah, because he don't play defense.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Carl.
All right, how about a guy who would have his boys ready for Allen Fieldhouse? Rick Barnes, coach of the Vols. He said something pretty interesting after their game this week in close win that should have been more.
I mean, at the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, and I mean, just
you heard this?
I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but you know, that's what erase that. I don't want to say that. But I just wonder what's happening. I mean, because I know we're too good of players to do that. Was that a bad I apologize. I shouldn't have said that.
Barnesy.
Oh, Barnes, no.
Oof.
Stupid.
I'm telling you about one word.
Now his players are going to be investigated, and they should be. They should be looked into, that whole organization.
Oh, yeah, you
right
have
now.
to. Yeah.
You have to. After saying something like that, like idiot. That's not a joke. Like we don't joke about that in sports these days.
You can't.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
One word, stupid. Yeah, dude.
What an idiot.
100% right there. Yeah, dumb, just clueless. What do they tell you when you go on a first date? 3 things you don't bring up, right? Politics, religion, money. You bring those 3 things up, it might go a different direction on the first date than you should probably have it there.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite band? You know? What do you like to do for fun?
I coach our team great. They're just betting on games and making bad passes.
Can't slide that in, Ricky.
Like, why? Like, of all things.
Abort.
I mean, that makes Jerome Tang look fine based on what he said over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, can't do it. Yeah, just idiocracy would be my word. Like, it's funny to me, but, like, man, with what's going on in betting, with everything that's involved around it, and you're like...
Tone deaf!
Like
they literally just like busted 35 people in basketball.
Erase that. I didn't mean to say that. Erase it. Am I going to get in trouble? Yes.
Yes, you are. Hey, Rick. This is Athletic Director Johnson on the phone. We need to have a conversation. Hey, Rick. This is the Tennessee Gaming Authority. You got to talk to your players today.
I'm sure it's fine. Good old Rick Barnes. He's fine.
Yeah.
Southern gentleman.
Yeah. Oh, that makes it even better because he's a Southern gentleman, which makes me question it even more.
Your grandpa's kind of racist, but he's cute and funny. I don't think so.
He's making gin in his bathtub and eating raccoons raw.
No, Rick's a nice guy. I hope they're not cheating. I really do, because he's a nice guy. Here's what I will say. If they're cheating, I don't think he knows about it. That's what I'll say. One word, John Sherman. This weekend spoke about the Royals, spoke about stadiums, spoke about whether they're going to move or not. He said one thing that I think we should all be happy about. The team's going to try and stay here. They're going to stay in this metro area. One word on the Royals staying in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's what we said from the get-go. You wanted, people to be bidding on this team in Kansas City, to have options. Didn't matter where it goes, what side of the state line, as we've said all along. You just want them to stay here. I met with some people recently that have said, don't worry about it. This team is not moving. It is all Kansas Cityans. They're all dedicated to Kansas City. They want to do something really cool for Kansas City. And that's why, after hearing for the last couple of months that John's been meeting with Don Hall Jr. of the Hallmark family, I'm thinking Crown Center may end up being the site where this stadium goes. Repurposing Crown Center, putting the stadium kind of where the office buildings of Hallmark are, and repurposing Crown Center as your ballpark village. But they're staying here. I don't think anybody has to worry about them going to another city. That is fear-mongering.
Yeah, solidification, clarity, comfortability. Being out there Saturday, asking him a question or two, and Vern, next to me as well, hearing it from the mouth of the man himself, and knowing that I'm sure this team's not leaving the metro area, and that to me is clarity and solidification that they're not leaving. They're not going to Nashville, they're not going to Salt Lake, they're not going to San Antonio, and that was my biggest fear from the jump. I didn't care where they went, just stay home. I don't care where they go. Make your decision, but just thank you for staying here and clarifying that. So.
Yeah, grateful for sure. One word on, how about this, another Royal Pasquatch, an extension, 2 years to avoid arbitration worth up to $15.7 million with incentives. One word on Vinny P.
Needed. I mean, that's one of your core guys. That's the heart and soul of your team. That's the mouthpiece of your team. That's the face of your team. You need to keep Vinny locked up, and they did the right thing, because going to arbitration with Vinny, let me tell you from experience, not fun. Not something that he would have wanted to be part of, not something that he should have had to be part of. He deserves to be paid for what he's accomplished, because we see this lineup without Vinny, and this team just isn't as good with Vinny Pasquantino on the bench. I'm excited for Vinny.
Yeah, it's for the first time in Vinny's career, I think it was brought up, he gets to play with 0 questions, right? Last year is how's he going to come back from the thumb injury. Years before that's how he's going to come back from this injury. And now we were worried maybe is he going to be playing this year on a contract. Now it's like, Vinny, you have to go out there and just be you, which is the best thing in the world, because there's nobody better at being themselves than Vinny Pasquantino. So it's beautiful to hear that he's locked up for a couple years. Coming up on the other side, we get into UMKC's AD, Dr. Martin. He'll talk to us about the new hire and plus where things are headed with his university at the UMKC. Dr. Martin joins us next here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you something, my friends over at State Water Heaters want you to stop dealing with cold water every single morning or not having any hot water later on in the day because everybody is taking a shower. And at State Water Heaters, you don't have to worry about that because you're going to have hot water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know when I get up in the morning, it takes time for that hot water to kick in. Or if we're all getting ready at the same time, I've got 3 girls in the house. Sometimes I have to end up taking that cold shower. Well, I don't want to do that anymore. Replace your water heater with State Water Heaters. They have the perfect answer for you. It's a new high-efficiency adapt gas tankless water heater with X3 scale prevention technology from State. It'll provide plenty of hot water and great energy savings from everybody. Our adapt models with X3 provide years of trouble-free hot water without the worry of annual maintenance that's required from other tankless models. I talked to the folks over at State the other day. Yeah, you put this thing in, you basically just put it in and forget about it. It's there, and you've got unlimited hot water. So tell your plumber right now to visit your local Reeves Weideman store either in person or at rwco.com, or just visit them at statewaterheaters.com to learn more.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164. 800-390-1164.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, Belton into Grandview, 49 northbound, very heavy. You're hitting delays around Missouri 58, and you get up towards 155th Street, just starts crawling and stays very heavy, not quite to Main, with an accident blocking the left lane. On the Kansas side, heading 70 eastbound, gets heavy at 18th Street Expressway, stays slow to the split with 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports. Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens, and Mac Morey with you today on this, what will be feel like a summer day. It's going to be 44 degrees today.
It was so funny. I went driving with my youngest yesterday just to, drive around and hang out and do all that kind of stuff. And we got outside. I'm like, man, it's really warming up, Like yesterday it was 2, it's 30. 30 felt like a summer day yesterday compared to what we've been through.
We're now joined by UMKC's AD, Brandon Martin. Mr. Martin, how are you doing? Or I should say Dr. Martin, how are you doing on this wonderful morning, on this Monday morning here?
I'm excellent. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, this is a great day for you guys, UMKC. You hired that big-name coach that I think a lot of us have been kind of hoping for the Roos, man. What went into hiring Mark Turgeon, and why is he the right guy?
Yeah. Well, we've, to your point, we've been waiting on someone like Coach T for a while. And since I've been here 7 years, there's been a lot of questions about why we couldn't be that premier mid-major school and why we couldn't keep our kids home. And I've been frustrated for a while in terms of our kids leave, they go to schools in the Missouri Valley, they go to schools in other leagues, and they come back and beat us. And when we think about the profile of what we need right now is someone who understands who we are geographically, someone who can hit the ground running from a recruiting standpoint. Coach T is already connected with a lot of the AAU clubs, the top high school coaches, and he's excited about getting started.
Yeah, you look at this hire and you think to yourself how much the game has evolved in, shoot, man, like 2 years with NIL stuff, and how can you guys kind of thrive with that, with the new age of college basketball? You said you've been there 7 years. I'm sure it feels like you've been there for 15 to 20 years with everything that changes in this sport.
Well, yeah, I received a few questions. When you hire someone like Coach Turgeon, NIL naturally comes up, and I feel like it's not a challenge; it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for me to get engaged even more. It's a chance for us to capture on some of our local recruits, and of course, Coach's resume and his body of work speaks to recruiting nationally. So it's going to be an exciting time, and it's going to really force the entire university and the community to step up and support our program, which is what we've wanted for years.
How did you come on to Coach Turgeon? I know he's been out of the game for 5 years, Dr. Martin. So how did this all kind of come together? Take us behind the scenes, if you will.
Yeah, so, I made the decision to transition with Coach Menzies, and I wanted to make sure I was very gracious in that process of all of the hard work and his staff have done since he's been there, and wanted him to continue to coach the team. That said, it was important that I got to work and got busy trying to find our next leader. And for the last 3 weeks, I've been talking to several AU coaches and high school guys and a ton of coaches, and it was a competitive pool. And I was very pleased that a lot of guys were interested in the position. But Coach Turgeon's, his profile, the fact it was a perfect fit, and his ties to KU, him being from Topeka, and his desire to coach now. He's been out for a little while, and that's not a negative. That's more of a positive because he's rested. He's hungry. He wants to make sure his legacy and that narrative is in the right way, and I think all the stars just aligned.
Yeah, you look at some of the stuff that you've done with your time at UMKC with, graduation success rate, getting, the right people in the building. Where does this hire kind of fit with everything that you try to capitalize on at the University of Missouri, Kansas City?
Yeah, great question. When I first came back in 2018, our mantra was about comprehensive excellence. That's evolved more into intentional excellence due to the new landscape in college athletics. And when we talk about the flagship sports that we have, our men's soccer team is outstanding. We're a top 25 soccer program. We have a lot of programs right on the cusp of really elevating at a high level. And so bringing in a coach like Coach Turgeon only elevates everything that we want to get done, not only in men's basketball, but just the perception of what UMKC athletics is all about. And he's excited. We've had a lot of conversation about that because I think the amateur view of it is, hey, he's going to come in, we're going to win in basketball, but Coach wants to come in and be a team player with the rest of our coaches and the university, and wants to really get entrenched into the KC community.
And that's really important and really good. And that's how you build it, too. And moving games back to the Muni, I think, would be outstanding for you guys. Is there any talk of potentially doing that now?
We've explored it, and just to provide more context on that, we've talked about an on-campus arena and facility, and that's still percolating. There's still discussions about that. But when you bring in a coach like Coach Turgeon, you got to start to prepare for more fans, more interest, more engagement, and taking my athletic director hat off and being a player in Kansas City who's 18, 19, 20 years old and saying, hey, what type of facility would I want to play in? Municipal Arena is a natural fit for us. And, I think everything great going on downtown, it's the perfect time. And so I think in the next 3 or 4 weeks, we'll have more clarity in terms of if we're going to make that transition, but it's looking good.
That's awesome. So you're going to go back to the Muni and play, and Turge is going to be the coach. I mean, I got goosebumps thinking about that, Doc Martin, because that's such a historic building, and that's really awesome that you guys are headed that direction.
Yeah, and it's not finalized yet, but it's trending in the right way. Kudos to my chancellor, Molly Agarwal, who has been fully supportive of my vision and has been a great teammate for me. And he loves that building. But, there's still some nuts and bolts and some conversations we need to have here in the upcoming weeks to bring that to fruition.
And I can tell you, Dr. Martin, miracles happen in that building because that's where I walked across the stage for my high school graduation. So my parents got to see some miracles happen. I actually got crapped on by a bird before I walked in, so it must have been good luck or bad luck. But hey, if I can graduate high school, the ceiling is beyond the roof when it comes to that building, man. We appreciate the time. I got to ask, is your office obviously down there? How many times are you hitting up Go Chicken Go on a weekly basis?
Well, when I first came, I heard about Go Chicken Go, and of course, it's like a pillar and a staple in the community, and overdosed on that in the first 3 or 4 months of being on the job, but had to have some restraint.
That's right.
So I haven't been in a while, but the good thing is my kids, they love it.
Yep.
It's one of those things where, hey, I would love to get some sponsorship from Go Chicken Go.
Let's go.
Hey, NIL, Go Chicken Go.
I think it'd be great.
Let's hook up UMKC.
I mean, think about this. How many fans would we get to come to games if we had a sponsorship with Go Chicken Go? I mean, I think that'd be awesome. So
yeah,
I got to ask, when somebody told you to go there, that they immediately say you got to get the gizzards?
That's the first thing they said.
Yep.
You got to have the gizzards down there. Right?
Welcome to Kansas City.
And here's the thing. You know, me being an LA guy, I'm like, well, wait a minute. The gizzards, really? Is it? They said, nah, Doc, you got to get them. And I went in there and I tasted it, and had about 100 orders in about 3 or 4 months. So, but no, it would be great to align with them, and I'm truly excited about what we're building here on campus.
Yeah, I am too, and I like the fact that you're even talking about the potential of building a new arena on campus as well. You guys got a lot going on, man. It's exciting times for everybody over there.
It's exciting, and I mean, we've talked about building an on-campus facility for years, maybe even decades, and there's a ton of interest in the community. There's a need for us, but it has to be more than just about basketball. Mm-hmm. It has to be about the community, right? And so we want, when we do this and embark on it, we want to do it the right way, to where it not only serves our basketball program, but it serves the community and it serves the university. And so that might take a little time, but if we can make a transition in the short term over to Muni, it would be just a huge win. I mean, our fans are so hungry to get back to Muni. I mean, I can't even explain it.
No doubt. Well, Doc, we appreciate the time. Good luck what's going on with everything moving forward with your organization there, and keep doing the great work at the AD over at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. We appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
You got it, man. Thanks.
There he is. That's the man.
So they got turds. They're moving back to Muni and building an on-campus facility, and Go Chicken Go needs to be a sponsor.
Let's go.
Right?
Heard it all here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, Golden Oak Lending has cured our blues a number of times over the last decade, and we love Golden Oak Lending. We talk about them all the time because they're always there to help us when we need it. And we all get into financial situations, right? Credit card bills get too high. Maybe you need some housing repairs done. Maybe you have a wedding coming up or college tuition is coming due. Whatever the case may be, Golden Oak is here to help you get through those financial crises and help you get back on your feet, or just to get a better rate right now, right? At Golden Oak Lending, they have rates as low as 4.50%, and the average cash out customer saves $1,104 per month. Plus, when you refinance with Golden Oak Lending, you don't have to make a mortgage payment for 2 months. We're talking the 1st of April. Baseball will already be underway the next time you have to make a mortgage payment. But it starts with that free mortgage checkup. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a phone conversation between you and the good folks at Golden Oak Lending. Tell them about your financial situation and where you want to go, and then they'll get to work to see if they got a loan that's better than the one that you're in. So take that risk-free, no paperwork or credit card required free mortgage checkup now. 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player in the big game to score the first touchdown, but his teammate scores instead. That sucks. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the big game, and if you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line with BetMGM's second chance. Try a first touchdown scorer wager with confidence today. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds.
Please gamble responsibly.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door if it isn't ready. Let Overhead Door Company of Kansas City come out and perform their 14-point tune-up on the garage door and 12-point tune-up on the opener. One price covers 3 garage doors and openers. The work is guaranteed. Overhead Door Company of Kansas City, trusted here since 1927. Call now to schedule your garage door tune-up, 816-221-0072, or schedule online at ohdkc.com. ohdkc.com.
Blue Creek Wagyu is here to prove there's never been a better time to follow through with your resolution to eat better. Heart-healthy, low-cholesterol, authentic American, full-blooded Wagyu steaks and beef will help you hit all your goals this year. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day, and their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut, crafted for exceptional beginnings. Join the Booth Creek Revolution at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law, Missouri side, Belton into Grandview. Still heavy 49 northbound. You hit slowdowns at Missouri 58. Stays off again, on again, heavy up to around Missouri 150. It's starting to loosen up and move better. The earlier problem before Main Street has cleared to the shoulder. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
The Chiefs offseason show with Bob, Dusty, Cody, Alex, and CDOT is Tuesday, February 10th, starting at 9 a.m. right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
It's always funny. Shout out to Brandon Martin. AK got his nickname, Doc, right? That's just what he said. That's what his friends called him. So.
Well, he's a doctor, of education. So, if you get the doctorate degree, you're going by Doc.
Doctor?
Hey, what's
doctor?
up, Doc?
Doctor?
Yeah.
Best fictional doctor of all time.
Dr. Rosen.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about...
Dr. Rosen Penis, either way you want to look at it. At the records room.
Yeah.
Men's wieners.
I think Doc from Back to the Future would be mine.
Oh, yeah.
Great Scott, Marty. Marty, whatever you do, don't run into yourself. It'll change the whole thing.
That's heavy, Doc.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with the gravitational pull in the future?
That's a great movie.
The only thing is it's run on petroleum. No, I stole it from Saudi Arabians. It'll be just fine, Marty.
Back to the Future 2 is good, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 is great.
Third one.
Third one, you can...
It's fine.
Doc falls in love.
Yeah, but did it really tie up any loose ends that we needed tied up? I feel like anytime you get like that third movie, like they just try to tie up all the loose ends. I felt
like they were like, ooh, it would be kind of fun to shoot some Western shots, so let's go back to the West.
Yeah.
Like it was,
as I've told you before, when I was a kid and that came out in 1985, the second one didn't come out till 1989, and that was an eternity when you're, 8, 9, 10, and 11 years old. You're waiting for this sequel to come out, and then they immediately, I feel like, released the third one, and it kind of felt like it was rushed.
Yeah,
it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like he's Clint Eastwood, and his dad's like, I figured you'd want this gun, Mr. Eastwood. It's like, okay, I don't need this.
It just wasn't that good. Back to the Future 2, though, was great.
You could argue that I wouldn't say it's better than the first. First is the best, but you could argue like it's up there.
No, it's really good. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know that I would say it's better than the first one. The first one was just special.
It's not because the family's just off in the second one, where like he's the dad, and then like the mom's like just completely bombed all the time,
Biff.
and then flees his boss.
Imagine living in a world where Biff was in charge.
I hate Biff.
Used to. My old boss was like a Biff guy, big Biff Tannen guy. I
get Biff your whole life, and so you win the lottery, and then you try to take it out on everybody else like Biff did. I'm glad he got the manure dumped on his car.
Manure. I think it's funny we asked Brandon Martin, Dr. Brandon Martin of the AD at UMKC, because is that not the number one thing whenever someone says go to Go Chicken Go? You gotta get the gizzards.
Gotta get the gizzards
every single time.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, yes, that was the first item they mentioned.
Does any restaurant have a more of a go-to you gotta get than Go Chicken Go with the gizzards? Like that everybody says, Go Chicken Go gizzards. Is there any other restaurant like that where you say that's what you're gonna get and everybody just knows that's what you get?
No, other than places like, you get the breadsticks at the Olive Garden or the rolls at the Roadhouse.
But you don't have to order those.
Exactly.
Right?
Those are things that already come. No, I don't know.
Like the one thing, like you go to a restaurant and they're like, you have to get that. It's their, like number
It's the
one
item.
item. It's the item that you
You
have
got
to
to get the
You gotta
lobster
get it.
biscuit Jaspers.
You do have to get that, but they've got so many other things too that you could go with, or the Cajun wings at
so good.
Smokehouse, or there's so many places that have a great item. But like Go Chicken Go for everybody, gotta get the gizzards. It's like if you've lived in Kansas City for 2 seconds, Go Chicken Go, you got to get the gizzards. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Somebody said something about an idea that they could do for UMKC, and it says opponent misses both free throws, free gizzards for everybody with a ticket stub. I would definitely go to games for sure.
Hell yeah.
Smash. That would be awesome. Coaching cycle's done-ish, right?
I think we're done, right?
Mike, not to be confused with Matt LaFleur, is taking the job in Arizona.
No, that's going to be hard.
I mean, it can't get worse, can it?
I mean, talk about originality. Just go get that guy's brother.
I mean,
the McVay tree, baby.
God.
7th coach hired off of the Sean McVay tree. He's coached for 9. Impressive. The thing that's also interesting is that we heard that Clint Kubiak is more than likely all but ready to, but got a big game to worry about, coaching for the Raiders.
Right.
By the way, if you want 6 minutes of free time today, go watch Fernando Mendoza with Caleb Presley on Sunday Conversations. He does a Signetti impersonation. He has hilarious stories. It is very awkward humor. I just want to remind you that Caleb Presley Sunday Conversation, you've never seen him. It's the ones where you see the video where like Aaron Rodgers is like crying and laughing, and they've had Sophie Cunningham on there. They've had a bunch of different athletes on there, and those have been like kind of a recent. But Fernando Mendoza and Caleb Presley, it is worth the time. It is 6 minutes. It's funny. And Mendoza kind of gives you more, because I know there's a lot of people that are like, I don't know if he can handle the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ready with that.
That's why he's doing these things to showcase that personality, I would imagine.
And it doesn't seem like it's fake. It seems pretty funny.
Good.
And it's a good, I think I sent it to both of you guys.
Okay, good.
It's a fun video. But no, NFL coaching cycle finally done. A lot of openings, takes a lot of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the big jobs that were done with, we knew that was going to happen with Atlanta, New York, and so on and so forth. But it sounds like the Raiders are going to go with Clint Kubiak, who's the offense coordinator in Seattle. And he's, fits well for the role. You're going to have the number 1 overall pick. You're probably going to take Mendoza. You're going to start a new offense, and you're going to get a clean slate. Unfortunately, your owner.
Yeah.
But, there's other jobs that have been filled out. And you kind of look at this, like, who's the best candidate for you in the new role when it comes to head coach?
I think it's John Harbaugh because of the experience, because of the Super Bowl, because of the organization. Now, the Giants are in some trouble, obviously, with their ownership and the Epstein files. So that the NFL is going to have to, look into that and see what's going on there. But I think Harbaugh, because of who he is, because of the experience, he doesn't have to learn how to be a head coach. Joe Brady's going to have to learn how to be a head coach. Clint Kubiak's going to have to learn how to be a head coach. All of these first timers, people forget like there's on the job training to be the head coach, and a lot of these guys go in still thinking I'm going to wear my offensive coordinator hat. No, you're not. I got to have much time for that, and so you have to learn how to be a head coach and be able to accept what it takes to be a head coach and be able to delegate. And so that's why I'm going to go with Harbaugh first. I'll probably go with Stefanski second. I'll probably go with Pittsburgh third. McCarthy third in Pittsburgh. These guys all have the experience. Learning to be a head coach, I've heard from so many people, is so hard. And a lot of guys just don't learn how to do what you need to do to be successful as a head football coach. And that's hiring the right staff, letting them do their job, giving them credit for it, creating the ability for them to go out there and work. Just be a leader. Be somebody to talk to. Don't get involved in everything. Let your people do their job. Empower the people beneath you. And a lot of these guys who are head coaches for the first time, they don't understand that because they've never been there. So I'll take the three that have been head coaches right now?
And Saleh as well.
And Saleh. Yeah, I'll put him fourth on the list because, I mean, he coached the Jets, which is awful, but now he's with the Tennessee Titans, so he knows how an awful organization works. And so maybe he can deflect a lot of that, like, awfulness. I've been here before, just ignore these people and focus on the on-field product. So I just like the guys who have done it before because they know what it takes to be a head coach. A year from now, we can reevaluate that conversation, And if you're the LaFleur guy in Arizona, I'm moving in with my brother.
Is it softened?
It is. It better be. And I'm saying, teach me everything about being a head coach. I don't need to know the X's and O's. I need to know the day-to-day, the head coach stuff of what's going to make me successful as a head coach in this league. And it's
tell me everything you know, butter.
Yeah.
There's a spoonful of butter. I'm going to go the opposite route. I think Salah's my number one. And the reason why the reason why I say that is because one thing that Bob harps on a lot of is your support. You may not have it at the top, but boy, did he go get an offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he did.
And who's developed quarterbacks. And you kind of have like the club within the club, right? Like the clique.
And that shows you he's taking the next step too, because Salah hired somebody that could get a lot more credit than he's going to get.
For sure.
And he doesn't care because he's like, hey, man, I don't know anything about quarterbacks. I know a lot about defense. You know who knows a lot about quarterbacks? This Dayball guy.
Yeah.
You know who's ready for a new chance? This Dayball guy. You know who doesn't have a lot of expectations? Robert Saleh, right? Like, I don't think they need him to go night and day New England Patriots in Tennessee.
No.
You just have to keep the fans' asses in the seats and not wearing paper bags over their head. And they're not going to do that if you have a guy that in Dayball can develop quarterback that you can just kind of be like the Andy Spags team, like, hey, you got that, I got this, and then we could talk over dinner at like 7 o'clock tonight.
And that's a great point by you, because he went out and hired somebody that may be better than he is. We don't know if they both work for terrible organizations at the time.
Or could be the equivalent of on the opposite side of the ball.
Yeah, could be. Like if things go south, Brian Daboll will be in line to take his job, right? He'll be the interim head coach. He still went out and hired that guy. Look at who these newbies hire and see if any of the newbies go out and get an existing die-in-the-wool NFL coach that everybody knows to be their coordinators.
Yeah, because who's the coordinator in Baltimore? Like a 29-year-old kid?
Exactly what I'm saying. Like, all these new coaches may be hiring guys that aren't quite ready to be that offensive coordinator because they don't want to dictate or they don't want to give the credit, which is I lived it with Todd Haley and with Charlie Weiss. I mean, that was the dynamic, and that's why it failed. And ever since watching that dynamic, it's always important to watch how these head coaches handle their coordinators. Are they going to give Nick Sirianni credit for bringing in Vic Fangio, who now may retire, but he went out and hired somebody that was going to get more credit than him, be the star of the show, because that's what you need to do. You need to have these veteran coaches in there and these veteran minds in there if you're a new head coach. So it's always interesting for me who these first-time head coaches hire. You're at 29-year-old offensive coordinator who's younger than Lamar.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, just turned 30. He was the OC over in Chicago. It's an upgrade. He'll be calling plays.
I thought Eric Bieniemy was the head of the OC in Chicago.
Oh, come on.
He was the running back.
Yeah. Who's the best new coach? I know you haven't seen the staff hires, which obviously is what you're saying is imperative, but who's the best young new guy? It doesn't even young. Todd Monken ain't young, but he's new.
Yeah, he's new. I would go with him.
He's collecting a check, man. He's like, I'm going to Cleveland. I don't care. This is my bag grab, and I'm out.
You see his outfit?
Hilarious.
Looking like 03 LeBron James. The draft is great, bro.
I loved it. I'll go with Monken. Yeah, I'll go with Monken as the first-time head coach that's going to have. I know he's got to overcome the Cleveland organization and whatnot, and that's going to be very, very difficult to do. But he's coached in college. He's got a clue. He's 60 years old. I'll go with Todd Monken. Let's see what he can do. That roster isn't as bad, but the owner gets in the way and messes with the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the family tree, right? I'm going to go with LaFleur. I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
I'll go with the other family tree, the Kubiak.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of people to call. Clint Kubiak can call his brother. He can call his father.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of guys out there.
No doubt. Call Mike Shanahan, too.
Yeah.
This comes from the text from the 816. Hey, Dusty, I know you don't normally do this, but can you give me a shout out to JM&T? For me today, my birthday was yesterday, and they got me tickets to see Blink-182 headline Innings Festival in Tempe, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
It's a Sunday show, but we get to drive to Surprise on Saturday and see the boys in blue play in spring training, a double win. That's
a legendary weekend.
If you got room in your trunk, let me get in there, my man. Yeah. I'll go with you. Woo. No doubt. Coming up, speaking of Surprise, Arizona, a week from today, this man is on his way there. That is Josh Vernier, our Royals insider here at 96.5 The Fan, and he joins us next. Your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things that I love doing at Hy-Vee is saving money, right? Saving money on everything in the store and saving money on gas as well with those fuel savers. And right now, you can earn 20 cents per gallon fuel discount with your flu vaccine at Hy-Vee. We know how bad last season was when it came to the flu, right? I've got the kiddos, I got my wife, everybody's in school. We want to be safe. So it's time to get that flu shot at Hy-Vee. You can protect yourself, you can protect your family, all your loved ones with this year's flu shot, and it's available now now at all Kansas City area Hy-Vee stores. And the best part about this thing is, guys, there's no appointment needed. You can just walk right in and sit down and get that flu shot. Just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy today and earn a 20-cent per gallon fuel discount with your flu vaccine. Fight the flu and save on fuel, only at Hy-Vee.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more.
You are worth more, and your car is worth more at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow are ready for the winter weather that we had, and more winter weather potentially next week on the way. And that means car trouble, right? Whether the car doesn't start because it's too cold, maybe you locked your keys in the car, or you had that dreaded accident. Whatever the case may be, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. So what I want you to do is prepare. Get ready for when you will have car trouble, because, look, we all do, right? So put their number in your phone right now, 816-779-4TOW. That's 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. And it doesn't matter where you are in the metro area. Whether you're north, you're south, you're east, or you're west, Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. And guys, here, I know we're in February, but you have to start thinking about the spring and the summer, right? Jay's Southland Tow Service will haul your camper and your boat to the lake. They'll take care of everything for you. So put that number in your phone now, 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, and Tammy from the Weston, it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
I hope you're sitting down. The ACA Marketplace has announced significant increases on monthly premiums with deductibles over $10,000. You can enroll with Matt B. and KC at BBS Insurance's Freedom of Choice plan now. You don't have to wait. Their plan lets you use any doctor, has 0 outpatient deductibles, and it's 30 to 60% lower costs than most Obamacare plans. Also, there's no income disclosure required, so no potential tax penalties. If you are a small business owner or pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, call Matt B. and KC for an instant quote over the phone at 816-205-4664. That's 816-205-4664. Or go to bbsinsurance.net. That's bbsinsurance.net. They will customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
For your big game party, you better pop into Total Wine and More for a guaranteed win. We've got thousands of bottles down every aisle, and prices so low they're gonna make you smile.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door. Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning.
The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Swisey menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side, 291 northbound before Hidden Valley with an accident. Delays from 39th Street and Building. Kansas side, 70 eastbound heavy at 18th Street Expressway. Stay slow to the split with 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
We'll get into Vern just here in a little bit as he joins us every Monday at 8:20. Next week, set your calendars, right? Okay. Vern's flying to Arizona. He'll join us on Tuesday. But he is locked in until baseball is done. We hung out on Saturday. It was a good time. Got to listen to some interviews with players. Vinny sat down with him. Noah Cameron sat down with him. Isaac Collins sat down with him. J.J. Piccolo sat down with him. And then the most interesting was when they had players available to all the media, and Matt Strom was like the most interesting piece because Todd Palmer, familiar with him?
Yep.
He had asked about a card question, and I guess Strom just went on this. It was like 8 straight questions of like card collecting. And I found out a new term. He's like, I used to consider myself a pack rat. You know, you just go buy individually, whatever. And he revealed to everyone that he had just randomly, accidentally went out and bought a pack of cards and pulled a Bobby Witt Jr. rookie to 5. So red parallel or red all the way around the card, numbered only 5 cards available. And he's like, man, it's just crazy how, like, you know, you got to tell people in your life that you collect baseball cards and you find out the value. And then I think it was, I want to say it was somebody asked him about, like, what's the value of that Bobby Witt Jr. card? He's like, I don't know. I think the last time I looked, it was worth like $10,000.
Jesus.
And they're like, are you going to give it to him? And he's like, I don't know. It's going to have to be a discussion, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not sorry. That's worth $10,000. I'm
hey,
not
Bobby,
giving it to
like,
you.
Yeah, what do you, so.
Why does Bobby even want it?
Probably.
Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Long-time listener and supporter of you because you tell it like it is.
Here's our Royals insider, Josh Vernier.
That's right. You hear that voice, you're not going to hear Brandon Bean. You're going to hear Josh Vernier, who was at the K on Saturday. Royals rally, Vern, another one in the books, and now it's one more week and off to Arizona, my guy. You getting excited more and more as the days pass, right?
Yeah, definitely, and there's no doubt Bobby Witt Jr. wants that card. Bob wants all of his. Jack Caglione wants all of his.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to be the big thing. You know, I remember MJ was like that. You know,
His
Dusty,
weren't
you were
worth
there
anything.
For Strom.
Yeah, Strom. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's just the subtle shot's great. And
was MJ there the other day?
Who? Then
as a member of the media.
Well, I mean, he's still technically on the team or not?
No,
he's no longer in the organization.
No, he is available to anyone interested.
How's that going for him?
Well, no one seems to be interested, at least not that I've seen come down the pike over the past weekend. I saw Nick Pratto goes to the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
But, no. And you know what? I'm pulling for MJ. There is talent in there. We all know what that bat can do. Sorry for talking about MJ.
No, you're good. It
was just you brought him up, and it's a name you don't hear, and you know that's the the beauty or not beauty, I guess, of professional sports. This guy was a starter on opening day last year, and he's not even on a team this year. It's amazing how fast things come. Life comes at you fast, you know.
He's one of those core pieces.
Yeah.
You know, when you're putting together your starting lineup for 5 years from now, I believe the one that you had laminated, Fescoe,
Let me look at it. Hang on.
in it.
Hang on. I got it right here, Vern. Let me pull it out right now. 2021 lineup. I did not have MJ Melendez.
Wow.
Yeah.
The foresight.
What are we doing?
But I mean, look, I had Mondi at shortstop.
Well, how could you not?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that is on this lineup card, I mean, I had MJ catching, my bad. Salvi at DH. That's the only guy. I had somebody named Lee in left field. I don't even remember who the hell that was.
Khalil Lee.
Oh,
They
that's
traded
right.
him to the New York Mets, and he just continued to punch out.
Right. I had Suli Matias as the center fielder. Matias.
Yeah. Hit a palm tree in spring training. Hit like a 460-foot bomb.
That's right. Soler and right. I have a Void at third. I had Mondi, Lopez, and Prado around the infield. God, they're so much better than this thing.
Oh, my goodness.
But listen to their rotation that I had. I had Singer, Kowar, Lynch, and Bubich in their rotation.
Got one All-Star out of that.
Yeah.
Chris Bubich,
Yeah.
big season this year. Needs to sing for his supper as he'll be a free agent this time next year. Might not even be a Royal at the end of the season. Who knows? If this team finds itself one bat away, like it could if Kaggs and Carter are not great right out of the gate. If Chris Bubich shows that All-Star form for the first 3 months, a 1-for-1 swap. You get Bubich, we get your bat, and both teams are stronger for it. And, of course, that's all predicated on the other starter staying healthy and whoever's going to replace Bubich in the rotation, your Bergert, Stephen Kolek, or one of the minor leaguers. Obviously, they would have to beat that door down because this pitching staff, more than likely, at least as we sit a week from spring training, this rotation is, once again, I think for the third straight season, the strong suit of this ball club.
No doubt. I talked to you a little bit about it, Vern, when we were sitting down on Saturday morning, that the pitching you just kind of alluded to that with pitching. Like, it kind of goes under the radar because everybody's talking about the bat. And it's like, well, the bat ain't going to matter if the pitching staff doesn't do it. And this is kind of like the third year in a row now. You're bringing back some of the same guys, but there are lots of questions. Reagan coming off of an injury last season. Chris Bubich, you were mentioned, coming off an injury last season. Lugo and Watka getting older. And then there's, Noah Cameron, who comes off, an amazing rookie year. And now all the videos out about him. I mean, you put your confidence in your vets. Maybe it's Waka's mustache. Maybe it's Lugo's confidence, whatever it may be. But I think there are more questions that are, kind of to me out there that are getting asked about this pitching staff.
But you feel as good with this pitching staff as you do any other facet on this team, correct?
But do I feel too good is, I guess, where I'm at.
Well, to me, the only reason I'm, looking for something, looking for going to knock on wood when we talk about the pitching staff is health. Barring injury, I don't see all that much reason for concern with this pitching staff, and that includes the bullpen. Now, injuries are going to pop up. You just have to hope that it doesn't hinder the boys the same way that it did last year, where Reagan's never really found his footing. Lugo just didn't look right in the second half of the season. Obviously, Alec Marsh never really able to contribute. Bergert goes down at the end. But if these guys are able to stay healthy, I don't know where the concern comes from. Even a regression from Noah Cameron, which I think is fair to expect. If you want to say a regression from Chris Bubich, who last season puts up a 2.55 ERA in 20 starts. If they regress to the mean slightly, I have to think that Cole Reagan's, Seth Lugo, we'll do the same instead of regressing towards the negative, right? Reagan's coming off a season when he has an ERA close to 5. Seth Lugo an ERA north of 4. If those guys are right, those numbers are obviously in the 3. So barring injury, boy, I'm not even thinking too much about this pitching staff. The only thing I kind of stuck in my craw this weekend was listening to John Sherman say the same thing that he did last year, in that we have a surplus of pitching. He said that last year, and then I sat down with him at the All-Star break, and he was joking about how silly it was to say we have a surplus of pitching because all those injuries ended up befalling the Royals. So, no, you don't have a surplus of pitching. You have pitchers that you're excited about, but Ryan Bergert, Stephen Kolek, the two guys you're going to call up first when and if that injury pops up. It's not as if I'm driving to the ballpark going, hey, as long as the offense can scratch across 3 or 4 runs, Bergert and Kolek are going to hold it down. Now, I don't feel that way about them. Waka, Lugo, Reagans, Bubich, you give them 3-4 runs, I'm looking on the mound and saying, stop them, hold them. the offense did enough. You guys got to go out there and get this W.
You know, you mentioned Cameron, and earlier I said, like, I got more confidence in Cameron, being at the top of his game this year than anybody else in the rotation. I have more confidence in him than any other pitcher. And Dusty's like, why? And I'm like, well, he pitched basically the whole year, Vern, and the league never adjusted to him. Like, he was always on top of it. And I know they've had an entire offseason, but so did Noah Cameron. Like, they never caught up to him last year. And I'm like, damn, this guy's good on the field and off the field. That's why I've got, I'm kind of bullish on him going into this season.
Sure. Well, a lot like Chris Bubich. He's not a guy that relies on velocity. So, yes, you're always concerned about injury with any ball player, certainly any pitcher.
Sure.
But those that don't rely on velocity, even when they don't have their big fastball, so long as they have their command, you feel very confident that he's going to be able to give you a solid 6 innings. They can, when you have 4 different pitches that you can hit in all 4 quadrants of the strike zone, as you gain more experience, you understand how to adjust as the game goes on. So all those experiences that Cameron went through last year, when he doesn't have his best stuff, I would like to think, like we saw from Chris Bubich, you can go to your secondary pitches, ride those for a few innings before you can find that fastball command that can ultimately get you through 6 innings. I love the confidence in Noah Cameron. I'm still going to side with Michael Walker's the guy that I feel the most comfortable with. Now, season ends, Bob. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Noah Cameron has much better numbers than Michael Walker. It's just that track record allows me to feel as if I can kind of pencil in his numbers for 26.
Vern, sitting in that room with you on Saturday and having Isaac Collins come in, new face, outfield place in Kansas City. What did you feel with the interview with him and what you kind of got out of that 10 to so minutes talking to him?
Yeah, I think Q's going to love him if he doesn't already love him, the way that he focuses. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's cliche for a reason, but taking it one pitch at a time. What he learned last year in the postseason, even though he went 0 in the playoffs, to get that playoff experience in your rookie campaign, it just, to me, didn't seem as if anything that transpired last season, top 5 finish in the National League Rookie of the Year, winning your division, being on the best team in baseball record-wise during the regular season, and then getting that playoff experience, none of it went to his head. None of it turned into what I did. It was about what we did, what the collective did, and by sacrificing the selfish instincts that most athletes have, by sacrificing that and pouring into the team, he was able to not only revel in it on the field and in post-game celebrations throughout October, but it also led him to this. It led him to an organization that says, not only do we want you, we're considering you as our leadoff hitter out of the gate coming up in 2026, but we believe you can be a part of this core, right? I mean, you have Isaac Collins for the next 5 years, just like you do Michael, like you do Kaggs and Carter and Bobby Witt Jr. This is a guy that's the switch hitter that this organization's been missing, possibly a leadoff hitter. I still think that job should go to Michael Garcia on opening day, but he's just a very selfless, football-minded ball player, right? I mentioned to him or found out about him that was Mr. Football, Mr. Baseball in Minnesota, the first one to do that since Joe Mauer, and he brings a football mentality out there on the field. So I think Royals fans, even though they're underwhelmed by this offseason because they don't recognize the names of Isaac Collins and Lane Thomas, by June 1st, I think there's going to be plenty of Royals fans that have completely fallen in love with the opening day left fielder talking about Isaac.
Cool. What about Vinny? Let's talk about him. How important was it for them to avoid the arbitration and get that deal done with the guy that I believe is the heart and soul and the mouthpiece of this franchise?
Yeah, well, that reason right there to me, yes, he earned it on the field, obviously, the way that he dominated once that calendar flipped to May. He earned it with his play, but if I'm J.J. Piccolo and John Sherman, I'm still happy taking you to arbitration for the next 3 seasons. But because of who he is, the mouthpiece that you talk about to the media, the leader of that clubhouse, as far as verbally, we're talking on the dugout or in the dugout, on the plane, on the buses, the leadership that Vinny brings, the way that he's able to help Salvi and Bobby set the standard of how we work, but he's also able to keep it light in the clubhouse. I don't think anyone really since Hosmer has done it as well as Vinny Pasquantino. So when you have a guy that important to every single aspect of your team before the game, after the game, and of course during the game hitting third, when you have someone that important, I don't want there to be any distractions that can be eliminated. And him thinking about I need to perform to allow any sort of selfish thoughts to penetrate the brain of Vinny Pasquantino of I need to put up numbers so that I get paid via arbitration. The fact that the Royals had the chance to eliminate that, you can't, in my opinion. Yes, he's being paid $11 million, could be $16 million, but you can't put a price on the importance of a free and clear mind for the Pasquatch.
I think what we know is he's already spending some of that money, Vern. But you look at what we heard yesterday. We sat there and watched Mr. Sherman speak. It sounds like Kansas City is going to be home and nowhere else is going to be home other than Kansas City. And Saturday night, Vern, I put my head down on my pillow and I felt really good about that.
Yeah. Bob, I think, has been telling you that a long time. I've always felt that way about John Sherman. Mm-hmm. I understand people don't trust billionaires, and I get it. I'm normally right there with you, but I've been lucky enough to be around John Sherman. I do think Royals fans came pretty close to the jackpot when it comes to this ownership group, in that it is I say it all the time, the only reason you buy a team is either civic pride or ego. And, 51-49, I think civic pride outweighs ego when it comes to John Sherman. And in a market like this, man, that is we should all be grateful for that. And no, I do not think he is that type of a jackass where he's just going to lie to everybody and then in the middle of the night take the team to Salt Lake City, take the team to Nashville. I've never had those concerns, but hopefully his words this weekend put to rest those that do have those concerns.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vern. I never had those concerns at all because of who this ownership group is made up of. It's not just John. It's a bunch of dudes from Kansas City, and they want to make Kansas City shine. They want to do something cool for Kansas City, and, I think Crown Center may be the location. I think that sounds cool to me to kind of repurpose Crown Center, put the stadium up there where the corporate headquarters are, move Hallmark into another building, own that whole area, and you can repurpose Crown Center and have a great view of downtown. I think ultimately these guys, from what I understand and talking to enough people over the last couple of years, Vern, they're Kansas Cityans. It's all about Kansas City, and they just want to do something really cool for this baseball team and for this town.
Yeah, and the amount of times Mr. Sherman cites the vision of Ewing Kauffman, for that to just be lies, or for those to just be words that he's putting out there to pacify the fan base, you would have to be quite the SOB to speak like that about a man that is so well regarded among sports fans in this city, that means so much to sports fans in this city. No, again, I've been a fan of John Sherman and like you mentioned, Kansas City men and women all over that ownership group. It means something to them.
It does.
There's only 30 of these. You put them in the wrong hands. And again, I think you also need to give a slight tip of the cap to the late Mr. Glass in that assuring that the new owner shared that vision of Ewing Kauffman. Because, Bob, you probably know better than I, but if there's an offer for a few extra $1 million and it's going to a guy that is going to pack the ball club up and sell it to the highest bidder, that presentation could have come across Mr. Glass's desk, and instead he goes with John Sherman, and I think we're all grateful for it.
Yeah, I think the best part about that, though, is, and to give Glass a little bit of credit, he never put the team on the market. He called John Sherman and said, hey, I'm getting ready to sell the team. You want to buy it? And John has told that story. He's walking around the the ballpark at spring training. I think out there where the Indians train. What is it? Glendale out? Not Glendale. Goodyear. And he's walking around that Goodyear ballpark, and the phone rings, and it's David Glass. And David says, "I'm getting ready to sell the team. I'm calling you to give you kind of the first. Is it something you'd be interested in?" And John said, "Hell yeah!" And thank God he did, because who's next? Like where do you go from there? You do put that on the open market, and it does run the risk. But it was sold to Kansas Cityans, and their main goal has been all along, regardless of what side of the state line, keep the team in Kansas City, and that's what they're ultimately going to do. I don't know why there's so much animosity towards John Sherman. It's one thing I'll just never understand.
Well, yeah, I think that speaks to just where we're at right now as a country, and it's just such a great divide between the haves and have-nots.
Yeah.
I can understand it, and to get back to the baseball aspect of it, the thing that another reason to be excited about this campaign, along with a pitching staff that should be elite, the best player on the planet in Bobby, to go along with two young rookies or two 22-year-olds in Cags and Carter, Salvi and Vinny and Michael, and a lot to get excited about. Plus, when the trade deadline comes, there is absolutely no reason to believe that this team will be anything other than aggressive. That's what they've been the past 2 seasons. Not just aggressive, but willing to take on money.
Yep.
All right? They've done that the past 2 years. Not to speak ill of the dead, but you go back to Mr. Glass and those trade deadline deals. It wasn't about taking on money. It was, here, we'll unload all these prospects to offset. So you, Cincinnati, you pay Johnny Cueto. You pay Ben Zobrist. Here, we'll give you an extra prospect so that we don't have to take on that money. That's not going to be the case this season. Sure, you'll part with prospects, but you're not going to have to offset salary by dumping more prospects. Another reason to believe the division title is the expectation.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And the money thing, I heard from some people recently, too. Don't worry about money when it comes to this group, because they're not worried about it and they don't care. And that's a great thing for sports fans to hear.
And just being real about it, if you do want to get the fan base on board, no better way to do that than deliver a winner.
That's right.
Vern, you're locked in, man, every Monday except for next week, because you'll be en route to Arizona. We'll talk to you next Tuesday, buddy, from the beautiful Arizona, as Royals baseball is, well, in my opinion, after the rally's over, it means it's underway. So
let's go.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday, and thanks again for having us on, or thanks for joining us today on this Monday.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
See you, Vern. Thanks.
Big Vern there for you here. Our Royals Insider 96.5 The Fan. Coming up, it's Groundhog's Day. We dive into what it is here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Royals.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying, hey, guys, it's time to feel better, and we can do it without surgery and without downtime and without all that pain, right? You ready to get rid of the pain? Yeah, you are, and 40,000 people can't be wrong, because 40,000 people said, stop, before you replace my knee or hip, before I put my life on hold, there has to be another way, and they found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular-level treatments that revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought surgery was the only answer are getting their lives back at QC Kinetics because of their advanced regenerative treatments. Surgery isn't always the answer. QC Kinetics uses safe, natural treatments to activate your body's healing power with zero downtime. Get started now to ease inflammation and slow the progression of arthritis. Call them today, because 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your research and call QC Kinetics today. The consultation is free. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics is off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
The big game is here, and it's time to elevate your game with Circa Sports. Danon Hughes here, and Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. The big game requires a big betting menu, and Circa Sports has you covered. From player props to game scenarios, Circa Sports has it all, including our fan favorite Circa Squares menu. Instead of picking your big game squares randomly, choose your numbers and place your bets. Download your new bookie today and visit circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Listen up. It's 2026, and this is going to be your best year yet when it comes to sex. You know why? Because you're finally going to take the advice and try the chewable tablets from Blue Chew. Blue Chew's tablets help you feel and perform at your best, and their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient for your prescription. Be more confident where it counts. Blue Chew's a small chew for a big difference, because showing up matters during life's most exciting moments. Just like the athletes that we love to root on for every single day of the week, these athletes have to be able to show up when it matters during the game's most exciting moments. You need to show up during life's most exciting moments. Be ready when she is. It's not just about performance. Give your partner something to brag to their friends about, because nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com and get your first month free when you use the promo code KFNZ at checkout. You just cover $5 for shipping. That's promo code KFNZ. Just cover $5 for shipping. That's it. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
When it was time to paint the inside of our home, we made one call, and that was the Certa Pro Painters, and the experience was amazing. They took all the stress about the job away from me, and they'll do the same for you. And now's the time to get that painting project completed that you've been putting off. Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Certa Pro Painters.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. After my husband died, the last thing I wanted to think about was money. Ethos made it affordable to get life insurance. Signing up was fast and 100% online. I knew that I could pay our mortgage and have food in the fridge. I could focus on my kids. No one ever tells you how much you're going to depend on that policy. I am so grateful we had coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Toby Tobin along with Jason Goodenkoff from Lewisburg Ford in Lewisburg, Kansas. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Toby.
Let's talk about the buying experience at Lewisburg Ford.
It's the best anywhere. Just ask all our customers, Toby. It is hands down the best experience you can have buying a new car. We have the no-hassle Toby Tobin price that we've had for over 45 years now. Nobody else can say that. We've been saving Kansas City thousands and thousands of dollars for a lot of years.
I have been buying Ford cars and trucks from Lewisburg Ford for over 30 years, and I know personally this is the best place to buy a Ford car or truck. Great prices, but there's a whole lot more than that.
It doesn't just stop at price, Toby.
Yeah.
There's other factors to this equation, and it's trade-in allowance, financing, and the experience of how knowledgeable the people are that you're dealing with. And we surpass everybody in all those areas. We always have. We always will. That's why calling us is important.
Do you have that new pickup?
Absolutely. And it's dynamite.
Okay. Lewisburg Ford is your best place to buy a Ford car or truck. What's your toll-free number?
816-444-2300.
Lewisburg Ford or LewisburgFord.com.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman, online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri side 291 northbound heavy from 39th Street up towards Hidden Valley Road with multiple accidents reporting. Kansas side 70 eastbound slows at 18th Street Expressway stays heavy to the split with 670. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Hey, just got an email from the Kansas City Royals. It says there's a concert coming to the K this summer, July 15th. Post Malone and Jelly Roll, and Carter Faith. Not sure about the third one. I do know the other two, but hey.
It's a good concert, right?
July 15th, Wednesday night at the K. See Post Malone live. That's normally when you're out of town anyway. So you might not be leaving until that Thursday. And then like that middle of July month or
July 15th. Yeah, Fescoe Fest starts July 16th. Yeah.
Why can't it start the 15th and post
Good, yeah.
Your wife's a Post Malone fan, yay, nay?
She'll go, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I think that's the week we're going away anyway for the summer, so, you know.
Yeah, I leave that Friday for Gulf Shores again. Season 2. Lost and Delirious. So today was Groundhog Day. Unfortunately, the little dude saw a shadow.
He did. 6 more weeks of winter, which is basically when spring is anyway, right?
Yeah, because I saw it was the other day. It was like 5 or 6 more Mondays until 4 o'clock tea times, 7 p.m. sunsets, and the world's
How
back.
many more did you say?
6 more Mondays,
6 more.
which would make sense. Spring starts. You obviously move the clocks back and all that.
The 8th of March is when we set the clocks ahead. We changed it. So, 4 in February, and then,
Yeah. The Ides of March, 8th of March.
Yeah.
But no, Groundhog Day today. So, saw the shadow. I always feel bad for that little dude. Imagine, like, coming out of your hole, and then here's, like, 80,000 people to see if you saw your shadow or not.
You ever have somebody wake you up in the morning? You know, it's terrible. Get up, we got to go.
Only when I piss my mom off.
Huh? Well, hey, and then you stick your hand into that hole and rip out that rodent. Man, they're lucky they don't get bit. I know they wear those big gloves.
Yeah.
My friend from Pittsburgh, who does talk radio in Pittsburgh, tweeted out this morning. He goes, look, enough of the people bashing these guys in top hats. They've been drinking all night. They're hammered. They're in on the bit. Just enjoy it. And I'm like, all right, I'm good with that. You know?
I didn't know they were hammered.
I didn't either. That was news to me. I thought those were like keepers of the flame or whatever you want to call those groundhog people. Like they took it very seriously. And then to find out that these guys are hammered, allegedly, according to, this guy in Pittsburgh, I'm like, oh, all right. And he would know. I mean, it's right over there. They probably cover that thing.
Yeah, because the name is, what's the name?
Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny Phil. Mm-hmm. You've seen the movie Groundhog Day?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it once, wasn't a fan.
That's all. I'm with you.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's one of those like.
I mean, once you've seen it, you've seen it. You don't need to watch it again, right?
And again,
and again.
But is there anything in your life that you would do over and over and over again, or you would do it again and again and again and again?
Take the births and marriage out, for all that kind of stuff. Royals Parade Day.
Oh, you do that again?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. What a struggle that was.
Yeah, no, the whole thing, the whole day was just, it was a perfect day, Dusty.
It was awesome.
I don't know that we've had a more perfect day ever than what that was, weather-wise and everything involved. And even our walk from Kansas to Missouri,
that was crazy.
In heels with our boss's wife. I mean, I would absolutely do that.
That was the first time. Let's see, I got hired in 2015. They won it in 15, so I'd only been here for like a splash or 2 days, and then the boss calls. He's like,
"Go to the parade."
He's like, "You got one job." He's like, "You and Ron are going to go to the parade, and I just want you guys to be there." And at the time, I didn't really know why. Now I do. I think he knew what he wanted me to be, and he knew that was something that I had to personally see from that vantage point.
Because that's the way John was. He did these things to make sure that you, the collective you, like I told you last week about kindergarten and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
He did those things to make sure that that you were there and that you knew that you needed to be. And that was a boss move by him.
Yeah, he was. He told me I had one job, which ended up being the toughest job of the entire day, which is flagging down an Uber at 9. He wanted me to have it at 9:58 because your guys' show used to break at like 9:59, like a minute right before 10.
Yeah.
And he's like, at 9:58, have that Uber in the parking lot.
And that was before
rolling.
you could pre-order Ubers,
Correct.
too.
And this is still kind of newish, and I couldn't get one. It just wouldn't happen. And finally, he got one somehow. And, man, we all got in the car. It was Bob, John, John's wife, and me. And we got in the car, and the Uber guy's hands were just white knuckles. The fear of everything was in his eyes. And he just goes, "I'll get you as close as I can." And we're all like, "Close as you can?"
Yeah.
What do you mean close
We
as
had
you
no
can?
nobody knew what
Nobody
this mess
knew.
was going to be like.
Nobody knew.
It was unbelievable.
And we come in, and we were supposed to be at what's now the Rock Hill Grill.
Rock Hill Grill, yeah.
And we had to be there second floor. And he just stopped. He goes, "This is where you get out."
And you know where that was? That was at Shooty Lumber, basically across the street from Jalapenos. You know, even further up the street, like I-35 and basically Southwest Trafficway or Boulevard.
And then a couple of people stopped at the Sonic that was up there a couple more miles, take a little restroom break. And then we get to the restaurant.
Like Golf Ball Paul's, right about there is where we got dropped off. And we walked to 20th and Grand.
Yes, we did. Literally.
Yeah.
And you're seeing cars on the side of the highway like it's literally like it's The Last of Us.
It was, yeah. It was like
people jumping, leaving, running. And then all of a sudden, we
people
get
just parked on the interstate.
And we got to the restaurant, and the guy literally meets us on the side door, and you can't move.
You can't move.
He's sweating, crazy. He goes, all right, I'm going to take you in the back entrance and just try to stay together. And we went up this little spiral stair, open the door, and then there's the street. And I blacked out. After that, and then I see Ned come down. I see Sal, Gordo. That's a good one to go back and do again and again. Because
that day was fantastic.
It was nuts, man. It was perfect weather-wise.
The weather just takes it to the next level. I mean, it's the best parade we've ever had. It was the coolest thing we've ever been part of. And the weather that day was 72 and sunny. It was like you could not have scripted a better day. And I would do that all over again because that was the first that we ever got to experience. And nothing's been better since. Nothing's been better than watching that Royals team in 2015.
No doubt. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of, I'd love to relive the first time the family and I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and got in the Chevy red Astro van and drove to Myrtle Beach. I mean, you think about it, like getting up every summer, 3 o'clock in the morning, putting football practice to the side, putting baseball games to the side, knowing that I was about to be to Myrtle Beach, knowing that I was going to sleep in the van, wake up past St. Louis, wouldn't have to be awake going to that city. And I wake up and I go, where are we? Or just outside of St. Louis to stop and get breakfast. I'm like, oh, it's 8:35 in the morning. Sweet. Knowing that we were going to stop in somewhere in Tennessee, get up after that morning. Just when you're a kid, hotel pools are life.
Oh, it's the life. I had somebody tell me one time when we first had kids, they go, you don't need to go on vacation. Just take them to a hotel around town and they got a pool and you're done.
Yeah, and every morning it was like, I was like, I'm going to stay up all night. And then I'd fall asleep at like midnight, get up at 3, go outside, get in the van. Stepdad takes off. And then in 48 hours, we're going to be walking on the beach in Myrtle Beach. And it was just awesome. And I'd do it again and again and again because you forget you don't get to have those every year.
Yeah.
And now I get to watch my friends who have kids that go to the Gulf Shore and they don't fly, they drive. And I'm like, that's dumb. And then I slap myself on the forehead and go, that was you when you were 8. So let them do it.
We did that too as kids. We'd get 2 weeks in the Toyota van and drive up and down the East Coast. And it was like times you would never give back ever. They were great.
Yeah, we did that on the way to Breckenridge every spring break. It was the best, man. Wake up in the morning before the sun's out and you're there and you're just skiing. It was
awesome.
awesome.
You do it every day.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Woo! For me, I would say the first Super Bowl. That whole day, the party was amazing. All my friends were there. My brother was there. It was just incredible. It was emotional.
Get to live that anxiety all over again.
Yeah, yeah. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know the end result, but man, it was incredible. It was awesome. So yeah, that day.
No doubt. That was a fun day, man. That was such a fun time. Jet chip wasps. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, you party differently after the first one too.
Yeah, because then the first one you go back and you're like, all right, I actually want to pay attention. So like and then you have a tradition that builds. Well, we went to Tyler's house, so we've got to go back to Tyler's house. We've got to eat Italian food. I don't care what anybody else thinks. We won the Super Bowl. That we got to keep doing that. And then they lose last year and the traditions restart.
Yeah, no, it is really true, right? Like all that stuff that you used to do, you don't do it anymore. They're not in the Super Bowl. We'll move on.
Yeah, so Bob's going World Series parade. I'm going 8 years old, going to Myrtle Beach, and you're going Breckenridge, man. That's awesome, man, because all you parents out there, I know those kids are going to be annoyed getting up that early, but just remember, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. And when they're 38 years old and gray and old and grouchy, they'll be like, damn, I'd love to be 9 years old again and get in that car and drive to Myrtle Beach.
The stuff they bitch about now that they remember forever.
Yep. Coming up next, more on what was this weekend, plus KU, big win, UMKC, maybe a bigger win. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that sucks. Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are finally here, the biggest game of the year, and that means the biggest spread of the year as well. And if you're going to have people over or you're watching the game and you want to have the best food out there, then Daisy Dips makes a great tasting, delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip. And we love these dips at our house because they're awesome and they're made with America's favorite sour cream. It's Daisy. Plus, they're made with real ingredients that you find in your kitchen. Real herbs and spices, no preservatives preservatives, and no artificial ingredients. Folks, that's what makes these so good, is everything in them is all natural. I like them with dips and chips, wings, veggies, whatever it is. You can do anything with those Daisy dips. So when you're at the grocery store next, look for Daisy French Onion Dip and Daisy Ranch Dip at a grocery store near you.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com, because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com, because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations, or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Guys and ladies, get real about your health this new year with Synergen X and Low T Center. For a limited time, the men's TRT test is free, and ladies take $200 off the women's hormone test. Say no to diet trends, questionable online treatments, and deceptive prices from other places. If you're looking for the best, Synergen X and Low T Center are the leading experts. Meet with a real provider, get real medication, and real results. Everyone I know goes to Synergen X and Low T Center to change their lives. Walk in or book an appointment at GetMyHealthFix.com.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg, just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at Helzberg.com.
You know when you're staring at a snack table and everything looks artificial? Well, I found the antidote. It's Daisy French Onion and Ranch Dips. They're delicious because they start with America's favorite sour cream. It's Daisy. And they use real herbs and spices, stuff you would find in your own kitchen. No preservatives and no artificial ingredients, just the good stuff. And I love Daisy dips with chips, wings, even veggies. So give Daisy French Onion and Ranch Dips a try. Look for it at a grocery store near you.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at Heartland Men's Health will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Real sports talk for real sports fans. What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and you can catch You Better You Bet with me weekday mornings 9 to noon Eastern on the new Westwood One Sports. From being live from Radio Row for the big game to being joined by the biggest names in sports and entertainment, it's sports talk for people that love sports. Download the Odyssey app and listen from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM on Westwood One Sports.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Missouri Missouri side 291 northbound, heavy from 39th Street up to 32nd Street with an accident intersection keeping you slow. 70 on the Kansas side, eastbound lanes heavy approaching 670 with ongoing construction. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
People say they go back to the first Super Bowl. They said we had a cardboard cutout of Patrick Mahomes. We realized his face was not looking at the TV, so he assumed he couldn't see to pass the ball. Repositioned it, and we won. Only weird if it doesn't work. My stepdad texted in and he says, when we all went to Jamaica, we were on the catamaran going down the Caribbean Sea. That's a day I'll never forget. Hammered. Red Stripe, hooray beer.
Hooray beer.
We found out we could get more of a buzz off Red Stripe than we could Appleton rum. Appleton rum, obviously the main important Jamaica in the Caribbean islands.
Really?
I don't know what it was. Like we couldn't get it into our system fast enough or whatever it was. But man, he started popping those bottles of Red Stripe, went to Rick's Cafe, jumped off the cliffs. And then I swam to the catamaran, and they were like, no, we'll come get you. And I was, egotistical
there,
and young and 21 years old. And I'm like, I can do it. By the time I got there, I was like, I'll never do that again.
It's farther than you think.
Yeah, they cheered from like the cliff and all that sort of stuff.
And then even like the waves moving in, you're fighting against that.
It was
a
great.
workout. Yeah, you worked off your beer.
100%. And then I had nothing in my gut except for more Red Stripes. So there you go, Jeff, man. That was a great day. Got a great picture of it. Everybody had a blast. But Groundhog Day today saw the shadow, so 6 more weeks of winter. Which today, 45 degrees, and then Thursday and Friday, 51 and 50.
I'm not complaining about it. I told you, once we turn the page on February, it's going to start getting nicer and getting warmer. And you look at the extended forecast, man, there's like one day on like...
It's in like 2 weeks, isn't it?
Like next Thursday or something where it looks like there's a purple ice thing on there. And other than that, the rest of the month looks really nice in the 40s and 50s, so...
I'm grilling out Friday.
I thought about it yesterday, actually. I thought about breaking out the Blackstone yesterday. I may do it today. I'm thinking about doing fish tacos. And so I'm thinking about cooking the fish on the Blackstone for that one.
What are you going to fish-wise?
We're doing tilapia, just something easy. Yeah.
So a little blackening seasoning on there, a little olive oil, chop it up.
I found a recipe for like high protein, fish tacos. It looked pretty good. I'll have to share it with you. But it was like, like some cayenne pepper, some paprika. Very simple,
Do you dress your fish taco? Because Bobby Flay's advice is less is more with fish tacos.
Well, the recipe, because it's a healthier recipe, a coleslaw that is with like lime juice and citrus more than it is with mayonnaise. Or
you just want the crunch and the bitterness.
You just want
anyway.
the crunch. You really do. So I'm excited to try this later on.
A little hot salsa, a little coleslaw with a crunch, and a little lime juice on top. Smash.
Yeah, I don't think this weather is wrong to go out and use the Blackstone on a day like today.
No, Blackstone's above freezing. To me, grill is above 50.
Okay.
And then anything below 32, my ass is inside, making something on the oven, the stovetop, crock pot.
Yeah.
That's just how I roll.
Like yesterday, I cooked a steak in the cast iron, right? Smokes everywhere in the house and all that stuff.
You can open the window, then it's
you
cold,
do,
so
then
it
it's
complains
cold.
in the back room. Why is it freezing in here? Gosh, dang it. All right, never doing that again.
Right.
Somebody says Costco has Red Lobster biscuit-coated tilapia. Huh.
Wow.
That seems like a lot. I think I'd rather have like the grilled tilapia with a side of a red lobster biscuit. That's just me, though.
That's too much.
You want good, bad, ugly?
Let's go ugly.
Okay, ugly is Kansas State currently right now with what's going on with Jerome Tang. This is his press conference yesterday.
It doesn't matter what I think, because whatever I say, y'all are gonna take whatever you want to and clip it the way you want to and post it the way you want to, so you can get the clicks that you need. And that's so. It doesn't matter what I say. What matters is what I'm doing with these young men on the floor, in practice every day, in their daily lives, to help them continue to move forward. And then, because this is the crew that I brought in, right? And this is the crew I wanted to roll with. Right? And if we're not good enough at the end of the season, right, then we will figure the thing out for the next thing. But no, I don't feel like I need to give an explanation to our fans right now. I want them to know that I'm working really hard, and I'm not proud. I'm not happy with the results, but I am proud of the young men that we brought in.
Well, that doesn't sell me on anything.
Imagine if Andy Reid said that.
Oh, he's never going to do that.
Or let's say Q said that, or any professional coach.
The writing's on the wall.
Came out and said something like that. We'd be just absolutely ready to take that coach and send him on the first flight out of town.
100%.
Right?
And, maybe you're a K-State listener. You're obviously loving where your football headed, right? You're ready for a change at the guard at head coach in football. You wanted your own to come home. It's not going great for Jerome Tang at K-State. I know 3 of his starters were out yesterday. That's fine if you want to use that, but it's not like this season and since that Elite 8 run they went on when they beat
now a long time ago.
Yeah, they beat Kentucky, I think, to go to the Elite 8. It was a huge ordeal. It was like fresh. It was new. He's doing the Wabash dance. Yeah, the Tang. And then it got stale fast. You go to the NIT, you have a losing record last year, then you're really down bad. This year you got 1 conference win. I think you're now 1-10 or 1-11 in the conference, even though you have 10 wins. Who are those against? Toenail State, stuff like that. And if you're a supporter of Kansas State, I think the conversation that a lot of K-State Wildcats have had is, well, it's buyout. And then it's like, okay, now I don't care what the money is. We need something new and we need something fast. And that press conference was not a selling point on moving forward to me with Jerome Tang as your head coach.
And it doesn't work anymore in college sports to talk about, I'm proud of these kids and they're taking the strides. This is a year-to-year business in college sports. There's no more program building. And so what Jerome Tang is saying there worked about 10 years ago. It doesn't work anymore in college sports. And I know K-State fans, Dusty, are getting ticked off because this comes from GoPowerCat.com, their message board. This is not a political post. This is I'm utterly fed up with poor leadership on our basketball team post. Please don't turn this into a political post. There's a clip out there of Michelle Obama talking to her daughter's 4th grade basketball team. It was parent coached, and watching bad coaching got the express more and more sliding down to the bench to give advice. Biden's granddaughter was also on the team, and eventually the two took over. Obama got the girls to tie their shoes and taught them to count to 2 and taught them 2 plays. And he also started having them practice. Such a tough guy. Anyway, the team rallied and won the championship. So I'm thinking he's retired, got time on his hands, has all the money he needs, and whatever you think of him, he does love basketball, so maybe we can hire Barack Obama to be our coach.
Okay. We go to the
Mac.
No. I think I'm taking a back seat to that one.
Yeah. No, not going to comment on that. Yeah.
K-State wants to hire Barack Obama now to be their head basketball coach.
That'd be great.
Yes, they can. Speaking of bad, I don't mean bad as in like bad. I mean just a bad
Peterson.
man.
Jams it. Oh, what a finish by Darryn Peterson.
And what a wild situation is Peterson, 18 points in the first half. Going in that game, he was averaging 13.4 first half points, led the country in that category. I assume that has boosted up a little bit. And then about a minute and change in the second half, doesn't play. They take a 20-point lead. It dissipates to 4. Everybody asks, where's this guy? He's on the court, on the bench, resting the legs, not playing. From what we've seen or been told, or we don't know if it's accurate or not, but from what we've seen on Twitter, no, team physician, no trainer, nobody came and talked to him. It just was like, hey, he's done. And this is the way that college sports is now happening.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's not hurt. He's playing the business of college sports, and he's doing it the right way, and he's the best player in college basketball, so he earns this right to do this. If you can perform like that in 18 minutes, then hell yeah, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. What else do you need to see from him? All those scouts there, they know who the best player in college basketball is.
If they saw what we
AJ
saw,
Devanza.
and they're more inclined to have that decision. Like, you watched him move. You said that's a guy you'll see on ESPN or TNT or whoever it may be someday. Just
let me ask you guys this
effortless.
though. I think look, he's becoming the best player that I've ever seen at the University of Kansas. Right? I didn't see Wilt, so I can't speak for him.
Yeah,
I did see Paul Pierce. That guy was the truth every single night. No pun intended. This guy's unbelievable, but he doesn't play, right? And I understand both sides. Fans are upset. They want to see this guy play. I told Alex this guy was not going to play. Well, I don't think that's the case. 20 minutes he played. He did exactly what I said he was going to do.
The first half, he was such a smooth ride.
He really was. Yeah, right? But he was unbelievable in the first half. And then you don't see him again after that. And
see you later.
But those are the rules. This
Talk
is what
to you later.
This is what we've established in college basketball, right? This is what we let it get to. And so I'm not mad at the kid at all. He's doing the right thing for himself. And this has to be a me world because nobody else is looking out for you in this world other than you. And so you've got to take care of yourself. It's not Bill Self's job to make sure that he's ready for the NBA. It's Bill's job to win games at the University of Kansas. But now with this NIL stuff, well, this is what you take. You get 50% of the best. Is he a guy that you think teams may shy away from, though, in the draft based on this quote-unquote injury stuff? Like, how do they prove that he was just not really hurt, just resting in these games for the NBA? And does the NBA want to hear that you're not all in there? Because I'm not saying it is at all, but like Greg Oden reminded me of that. Like, you drafted this guy and he never played because of these injuries. Are these things going to carry with Darryn Peterson, or is this because I'm in college and I don't want to waste myself?
Let's hold on to that. We'll get to Darryn Peterson. Plus, Max got more insight on the NBA because
macaroni.
He'll give us his vision on this because I think I know where you're headed. We'll talk about Darryn Peterson, Kansas. Plus, we'll talk about the new hire at UMKC as well here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, guys, we know it was bad last year with the flu, right? And you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to get the flu again. I want to be safe. Well, here's what you need to do. Go see my friends over at Hy-Vee because you're going to protect yourself and your family with this year's flu shot that's now available at all Kansas City area Hy-Vee stores. And the best part about this is, guys, there's no appointment needed. So you're at Hy-Vee getting all your groceries and saving all that money and stocking up those fuel saver points. You're like, you know what? I got an extra couple minutes. Let me run over to the pharmacy and get that flu shot. And when you do that, you're going to earn 20 cents per gallon fuel discount with your flu vaccine. So you can fight the flu, easy enough for me to say, and save on fuel only at Hy-Vee.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, and we've partnered with Cupid to bring you the best Valentine's Day gifts, even if you forgot. We won't tell. From heart necklaces with sparkling diamonds to stylish gold hoops, every piece is made with love. Plus, there's still time to propose. We make it easy to create their dream engagement ring. We have meaningful gifts for every budget. It'll look like you've been planning this for months. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
It's the last call for football, and FanDuel is giving you a daily profit boost every single day leading up to the big game. Today's 30% profit boost is a passing yards over-under and alternate passing yards. So if you think it's a defense-first type of Super Bowl, and maybe Sam Darnold is going to go under, or Drake May, who has not had a good postseason, is going to go under, today is your day. All you have to do is opt in each day and place an eligible bet to use on that day's profit boost. So whether you're locking in early lines, riding your favorite props, or taking one last big swing before the final whistle, FanDuel is giving everyone something to cheer for during football's final week. Play your game with FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Super Bowl 60 and 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, Sack Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcast.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending.
credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 4.5%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket costs. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 4.5% fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Today, expect partly sunny skies with a high of 44.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Staples has hot deals and low prices on everything for your business, like up to $125 off your print order. Ends 4/18. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Back here on 96.5 The Fan, we continue where we left off, which is with what I would say, judging by the traffic on the text line, heck, maybe you agree, the topic of the day is Darryn Peterson on a Monday, who plays again tonight.
Heck yes.
In Lubbock against, plays tonight in Lubbock, 8 o'clock on ESPN, so we know that game's tipping off at 8:08. 8:08 in Heartbreaks? No? Okay.
8:08 on your phone, and then by 8:37 it'll be on the TV after
in
the
the bedroom
stupid
or the
Big
living
East
room?
game gets going.
Well, it's an ACC game.
Or whatever it is.
Carolina, man. One of the best freshmen playing. Mr. Williams will play tonight for Carolina. And then Saturday.
Wilson? Or is it?
It's Williams.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Caleb Wilson. I can't remember.
Maybe it is Caleb Wilson.
I can't remember.
Maybe you're right.
Don't ask me. I have no idea. Yeah.
But no, Carolina Duke play on Saturday. So the Tobacco Road, the fields, plus you have the Waste Management Open. Who says that if the Chiefs don't play, you can't watch sports? Because there's a ton on. Mac's definitely not excited about the Pro Bowl games coming up on Tuesday. There's much more important things you could be doing on that
I know
day.
that I'm hard.
But yeah, so tonight, starting off on college basketball, is Syracuse at North Carolina. And then after that game, it is the KU Jayhawks playing in Lubbock against Texas Tech, who just lost over the weekend, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming off a loss. KU coming off an impressive win that kind of felt different in the second half. And Bob, you'd asked a question. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but your question was?
Do you think the NBA is going to shy away from this kid because of these injuries and softness that he's showing, not being able to play a full game? I was wondering that. Like, does
Caleb
the NBA?
Wilson, sorry, Caleb Wilson. You're right. You got you.
Does the NBA look at this and go, man?
No.
Or do they just take him, right?
I think the NBA looks at what we looked at and said, look at how he's moving to the rim. Look at how he just bodied this dude. Whoever that was for BYU, their big soldier down low,
got absolutely
dunked on.
Man.
Yeah,
well, actually getting punched in the face,
Yeah.
it seemed like.
Oh,
there, no foul.
That was
He
an
looked
and one.
back. And the thing about it is that what is the NBA based on? Like projection.
Playing
like
half
where,
the games.
Where are they going to go? What are they going to?
Perfect.
What are they going to do when they get to 25?
Exactly.
Like, you
Where
draft
are they
Luka
going?
at 17 because you think at 25 Luka can be the best player in the league, and it's working.
Yep.
By the way, a year ago today was that Luka Doncic trade that sent everybody that was next to us from Dallas at Radio Row into just depression.
Yeah, they were not happy all week. Yeah. They also were from Dallas and haven't had a football team in 30 years.
Think about what our situation was. We had Dallas media radio here, us in the middle, and then half of Hugh Douglas's ass in Philadelphia's radio next to us, and then behind us was the beautiful Kay Adams. And then you had Zolak over on the other side in shades.
It's gonna be a Shinebox convention this year, man. Get your Shinebox Zolak's coming.
So I don't think there's issue with the NBA because people on the text line have talked about how somebody said, I thought it was great. They said Darryn Peterson is the best freshman I've ever seen play at Kansas, and also the most frustrating one I've seen because you don't know. And that's the part I think that is frustrating. And Bob was saying, I don't know about frustrating.
Yeah.
The situation is, yes, he is a 19-year-old kid trying to get as much money possible because the NCAA has allowed this to happen, and it's going to happen. Now, I do think once the tournament starts, he played almost every game because you can guarantee that when that tournament starts, those 4 kids, when it comes to Wilson, DeBonza, Peterson, and Boozer, they're all going to be on a main channel. They're not going to be. If
they're not playing at noon on True TV.
I don't think so. No. I don't think so.
Well, it depends on who their matchups are, what seeds they are,
and so I don't think that his stock in the NBA is anywhere, shape, or form in jeopardy. I think NBA scouts at that game yesterday were like, "Yeah, take him out. We've seen enough." And they were up 20 at half. He came back, played about a minute and 20 seconds. But the thing that is interesting to me is that I kind of, and maybe I'm looking way too much into this, I kind of see a team divided that hasn't cracked yet. Because I see what Melvin Council is doing, and he has got the fan base in love. He has got everybody with him. He has the team on his back. He was once again just magnificent in a crucial moment in that game.
Fast.
And very good. And plays a lot and never does all this stuff. Now, again, Melvin Council is not Darryn Peterson, but one thing is certain. They both play for the Kansas Jayhawks, and they're both really good. And there's nobody questioning Melvin Council, whether it's fan base, whether it's coach, whether it's teammate. And then there's Darryn Peterson, who when he's done playing, he's done. The weights and the stuff are on the legs. He ain't playing anymore. And the player's just like, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, you have to wonder if it affects the team that way, too, and if it affects those players.
And that's my biggest question mark is where that is.
Yeah, but I don't think it does anymore. I think people understand what this is. It's a minor league system. It's a stop-off to get to the NBA. Yep. And as long as you have that mindset made up, then you're not going to get upset. If you still think this is your university's team and you're going to go to a sociology class and these guys are going to be in it and Betty from Topeka is going to knit a sweater and give them cookies and all that kind of stuff like used to happen, those days are done now with college athletics. You have to stop looking at college athletics as an extension of the university community, as an extension of campus, and as of student athletes. You have to view it for what it is. And Jay Binkley said this to me, a couple of weeks ago. He goes, people got what they wanted, legitimate minor league sport for football disguised as your university, right? Now, if you're still falling for the altruistic college sports stuff, then you probably are upset about Darryn Peterson, and you're probably upset about this. But Darryn Peterson's job is to come here for 1 year, get a paycheck, get ready for the NBA, not get hurt, and go to the NBA, cash in, and start his life, which is the goal of every collegiate person. Whether you're an athlete or not, you go to college to get that job, to become better, to support your family, to do life. And he just happens to be able to get his degree in the NBA, and he only needs 1 year in college to go ahead and do that. And so as long as this is going to be the rule in college, this is what we have to accept. And so I was more frustrated with a guy like Joel Embiid or Josh Selby or, Andrew Wiggins or Alberto Mondesi, one of these guys that you look at and you're like, why aren't you playing? Oh, it's injury. And they would always talk about he's close. None of those guys were ever close to playing. At least with Darryn Peterson, you'll get about 20 minutes a game, and that's going to be that. And those 20 minutes are epic. He's one of the best I've ever seen play for Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse. Only Paul Pierce, in my opinion, is in that category with this kid right now. And so this is where college sports is. You have to accept that. We allowed it to get to this place because nobody did anything for 75 years, and this is the new era. So frustrated? Nah. Do I like watching him play? You bet. I'll appreciate the 20 minutes I get because once he leaves Kansas, I ain't ever seeing him again unless he plays for the Knicks.
Yeah, you'll have the blinds open for Darryn Peterson. I guarantee you on the next level. You had the blinds open more this year.
The Sunday night basketball is a really good thing. Sunday night baseball is going to be really good on NBC. It gives you something that's there where there was nothing.
You'll watch him play more than 20 minutes this year because I think the writing's on the wall. What was he doing at the beginning of the season? He wasn't playing at all. What's he doing now? He's playing a little bit. What's he going to do later in the season when these games matter more in the March Madness tournament, Big 12 tournament? He's going to play the full games. That's what he's going to do. We are going to see him on March Madness, not first round when they're playing a 15 or a 14 or a 16 seed. You won't see him. He'll play 10 minutes, Darryn Peterson. Then that next round, you're going to see him play these full games. Him and his agent, they are smart. They are thinking about the future.
And that's where you become a star, too, in the NCAA tournament.
We're on the Mamba, man. We're at Worlds of Fun, dude, and it's 200 feet up, and we're just kind of slowly going up, and we're in the middle right now. And then once we get to March Madness, it's going to be all the way down into the NBA. He's a stud. He's a star. He's light years ahead of both DeBanza and Boozer.
And for people like me who have said now for a long time that the college basketball season doesn't matter, it's all just about the tournament. Well, it is all about the tournament. I mean, that's all that matters. That's why I said for the Chiefs, regular season doesn't matter. It matters what you do in the playoffs. That's what you're going to be judged on. And Kansas is the same way. The regular season doesn't matter. College basketball doesn't matter. It's the 68 teams that get into the NCAA tournament. That's all that matters in college basketball are those 3 weeks. And people you never heard of become stars. Stars become bigger stars. Big stars become huge stars. And so, yeah, it would absolutely make sense for him to play the full 40 minutes, in the NCAA tournament. And we'll see when we get there. But that goes back to what I said earlier. It's the narcissistic complex that he has. And that's not a negative thing. That's who he is. And I support him 100% because I guarantee you, the university don't have his best interest in mind. He has his best interest in mind. And he knows what he needs to do to ensure that he's ready to go for when that NBA draft happens at the end of this basketball season.
Can I ask you something real quick? Any other player in the league in college basketball would be doing what Darryn Peterson's
100%.
doing right now if they could, but they can't.
Yeah, and I will say this, and I don't mean to sound like a guy that's gonna, ruin the world for college sports because they're doing that themselves. Somebody says I love watching Darryn Peterson play, but I feel like he doesn't appreciate what it means to be a Jayhawk.
No, he doesn't.
I'm going to tell you right now, the day and age of appreciating what it means to be the name on your chest no longer exists.
That is so far over, man.
You've got guys going from Georgia to Vanderbilt to play quarterback in college football. Okay.
Yep.
You have guys going from Ohio State to Miami, from Miami to Georgia, from Georgia to it doesn't matter anymore. I know that's cool and everything. Like it matters during the game when they're playing the video, but at the end of the day, when Darryn Peterson is talking to anybody, it's like, man, you'll never hear the quote again. That's just something about putting that Kansas on your chest. No, Darryn Peterson is the best athlete in college sports. He knows that. His agents know that. Bill Self knows that. And this is the way.
It'll be the same for their next guy.
But
the number one recruit.
I was just going to say, Mac, we're never going to have that athlete again who thinks it's a pleasure to put Kansas on his jersey. That's what I was saying. Right there is the text that I was explaining. Martha from Topeka knitting a sweater and bringing cookies for the players. Those days are done. Stop thinking that people are going to come to Kansas because it's a tradition and a pleasure and a joy to play for the University of Kansas. It's not anymore. That does not matter. Maybe for a walk-on that grew up in Buncie, Kansas or something like that, or for them it matters. But for the players that matter, it doesn't matter. They just don't care, and I don't blame them. There's no tie, there's no bind, there's no long-term commitment or anything like that. You've got to stop thinking that these kids don't care what it is to be a Jayhawk. Because you're right, they don't, nor should they. Because if the Jayhawk check wasn't the biggest, they were going to go to whoever had the biggest check. So stop thinking that way.
You think DP likes the weather right now? Like, no. He was in Miami or somewhere, but Kansas has the brand. They have the coach. They have the money.
The money. The money at the end of the day is what matters. And so, stop thinking that, man. I hate to be that guy, but if you're still rubbing your rosary and singing Rock Chalk Jayhawk on a Tuesday night and expect all the other kids to do that play there, you got to screw loose.
Rubbing your rosary. I like that.
You get your Jayhawk rosary,
Yes.
The goal of the regular season is to build chemistry so you can have your best foot forward in the tourney. KU has a self-imposed handicap because of his limited availability.
Okay, then you know what? To that person, then you know what? I'll pull what Bill Self did to me one time and goes, then I won't go after the best players in the country. Is that what you want? Yeah. Because that same person is going to be sitting there bitching the next time KU doesn't get the top number one recruit. Exactly. I don't understand. Hey,
we can't get the guy.
Can't get the guy.
This is what it is. Also, looked like they had chemistry in that first 20 minutes.
That first 20 minutes, that was great.
Looked like they were pretty seamless.
Fun first half of basketball. It was awesome.
They're fine.
Yeah, stop with this.
KU is... If Darryn Peterson plays full games like I think he will in the tournament, that team is as good as anyone and has a chance as well as anyone to win it all.
You got Darryn Peterson and you got Bill Self. I mean, that's having Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And I want to make sure. I want to make sure people are understanding when I say the name on the chest doesn't matter, because then someone goes, "Well, you don't think Melvin Council embraces being a Jayhawk?" Well, Melvin Council's not the number one effing recruit in the country about to make $25 million being picked one in the draft. It is a different situation. And I told you that Melvin Council has taken that role as the guy that everybody loves. Listen with both of your ears. Melvin Council's not Darryn Peterson. Darryn Peterson's not Melvin Council. So where Melvin Council's got to be the rah-rah guy and the team guy, which he does a very good job of, that's why he does it. Darryn Peterson, he's got an agent. He makes money, a lot of it at Kansas, and he's going to make a lot more of it in the NBA.
Right.
So
Melvin Council played at JUCO for 2 years, worked his way up at Wagner, went to St. Bonaventure, has now found himself at the centerpiece of Kansas. So he's hype as you know what.
Yeah, because he went to two, directional schools in the MEAC, which is fantastic.
He's a great story. We love Melvin Council.
But now he's made it to the epicenter of the college basketball world, and he's enjoying it. A completely different person.
And that's
than Darryn
why
Peterson.
I say this whole thing has divided a fan base because there's people that stick to the traditions and the roots of what college basketball used to be, and I have no issue with that are like, well, Melvin Council gets what it's like to be a Jayhawk. He does.
Cool.
He definitely does. But you know what Darryn Peterson gets? Darryn Peterson understands what it's like to be a 19-year-old kid or an 18-year-old kid with a boatload of money in the future. And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, we're the messenger on all of this. You know?
Don't get mad at us.
This is the way that the game was set up. But I mean, but if you are one of those people that's holding on to the old days of college basketball, I'm going to tell you, man, get on the train because it's moving and you will be left at the station because it is going to be more Darryn Petersons in your world than there will be, guys who want to go there because they grew up rooting for Rock Chalk Jayhawk. I mean, it's just... Or Duke or North Carolina or any of these places. It's just not special to them.
And that's why I actually think this team's awesome because they do have a council who thinks it's special, and then they have the bona fide talent who will come in and be the just kind of cheat code.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he is. He's unbelievable. He's what all of these Embiids and Rushes and Selby's and Wiggins and all of those, he's everything we've wanted those guys to be, and they never were. This guy is, and he only does it in 20-minute increments, and that's fine. That's the way that the game is set up. He's taking care of himself. But what he does in those 20-minute increments is better than anything I've ever seen on the floor other than Paul Pierce.
All right. Well, that's our KU Tough topic today. One thing that you can be positive about, Darryn Peterson's moving on. I'll tell you what. Being at Royals Rally on Saturday, I can put my head to the pillow and sleep comfortably knowing that the Kansas City Royals are not leaving Kansas City.
That's right. They're not leaving Kansas City. And that's what we said all along. I mean, there's been some fear-mongering out there. But the whole thing all along was to get a stadium built in the metro. It didn't matter what side of the state line. They're not leaving Kansas City. They're owned by great Kansas Cityans. I think people forget that, as well. John Sherman is a Kansas City, and everybody part of that ownership group is a Kansas City, and they wanted to do something for Kansas City. So they bought the baseball team, right? And now they want to do something even cooler for Kansas City, and so that's the stadium. And, it's not been handled well. The PR has been awful. They agreed to a memo of understanding with the state of Kansas back in September. Now they're backing away from that, it looks like. And I think if they're going to ultimately do this, and I know that, John has been in conversation for months now with Don Hall Jr., I've heard from multiple sources, Crown Center sounds like a great option to me because you can repurpose Crown Center, update it the way that it needs to be updated, and then build your stadium. Like I would put it up there kind of where the Hallmark offices are, kind of up on the hill, because you can get rid of office buildings now. Nobody goes to the office anymore. Create some virtual spots. You create some office buildings maybe in the new Crown Center, but that seems like wasted space to me up there because nobody goes to the office. Cards don't sell all that well. Put that stadium kind of up on the hill, open it up, and look towards downtown. It's a beautiful site. You repurpose Crown Center, an area of town that needs to have some repurposing and more visitors down there. I think that could be a win for everybody.
Yeah, and I think if you put your dominant foot forward and say, this is it, this is the way, this is what we're going to do, and no other options, like you said, you're always going to have people that are going to be against it. You're always going to have the no parking places for people. You're going to have all these things. Don't worry about it, right? It's like my boss and what you'll tell me is like, you're going to get 4 bad, ugly text messages on the text line. But you know what you're not going to realize? That there were 55 to 70 of them that were just fine and totally good. But we always pick out the negative. Don't worry about the negative.
Yeah.
Put it down there. Build around it. Use your natural stuff that you already have down there. I mean, how many people now who may have never gone to Town Topic Hamburger because all they've ever heard about was Town Topic. It's Andy Reid's favorite burger in the city. Now you can actually go there and then go to the game right down the street if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Do all that sort of stuff. And like you said, you've seen maybe some of the projected pictures of what it might look like down there. Western Auto sign, right field, right? Is that about the same
Yeah, like if
area?
I would open the stadium, like I would put the stadium, if you're looking at Crown Center on the left-hand side where the office buildings are, because it kind of sits up on a hill, and you can open it down, like I would think Union Station could be in left field, and the Western Auto sign could be in right field, and then the beautiful skyline could be out in center field, and you have all your, your ballpark village area by a repurposing of Crown Center.
Which would almost be cool because I remember being a kid going up in the arch and like looking down, you could see the inside of the field at Busch Stadium.
Yeah.
Imagine going to like the Mercury room and looking down and you could see literally like third base, second base, first base.
Fun.
Here, so they're sitting at a cocktail going, I think that was a ball,
Yeah.
gauging the strike zone. But
I
yeah,
mean, how cool would it be then you repurpose Skies as well on top of the Sheraton and open that up to a bar where you could watch the game from up there? That'd be kind of cool too.
I think my dad proposed to my stepmother in that building.
Oh, did he?
Pretty
Awesome.
sure. I don't know if it was still rotating at the time.
Yeah, I don't know if it was back then. What year was that?
Oh, my gosh. Well, their 30th anniversary is.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're going for Jamaica for.
Okay.
In a couple of months in May. And it's their 30 years. So that'd be what, 96?
Yeah, 30 years.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
By the way, some breaking news out of San Francisco. A 4.3 magnitude earthquake
No way.
shook San Francisco at 7:01 a.m. per the U.S.
That's a big
Geological Survey.
Super Bowl
Super Bowl
canceled?
week. Yeah. Wow.
Is this like when they had the World Series and it was the Giants and the A's?
Yeah,
and
that
it
was
like
right as the game was starting.
crazy, dude.
Ignorant question. Is that going to affect like flights today?
It'll affect everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay.
And this
Yeah.
is Monday, Super Bowl week. No publicity, right? Last week, nobody's talking about the Super Bowl. Monday morning.
So
By the way,
far, the Super Bowl stories are Belichick got snubbed and an earthquake.
off to a
Yeah,
hot
that's what
start.
we got.
We said it was a weird year in the football world.
Jeez.
I mean, look, I don't. Did the airport get damage on the runway? I mean, have you ever been in an
Exactly.
earthquake before?
No.
Have you? I've been in two.
Scary.
Well, you don't.
Did you get underneath your desk?
No. So the one we were in Norman at KUOU years ago. We were in one of those.
Billy Tubbs still there?
No, this was I guess it was probably about 2015, 16, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And there was a small earthquake, like you could feel it. We were staying at the Ramada or whatever motel it was. You could, okay, that's weird. And then you get up the next morning and everybody's like, "Is your room shaking?" And yeah, what was? And we found out there was an earthquake. And then we were in LA and we were in a high-rise hotel at the time. And all of a sudden it started moving. And like by the time you realize it, usually it's over, but who knows what kind of damage at 4 point something is. I think it's a pretty good
I
one.
was going to say that's sizable. I think.
Yeah. It goes for a couple of seconds. It just all depends. It
The
goes
picture
for
shakes or whatever.
yeah. And what was that? Yeah, it's just an earthquake, and you move on. Like
crazy.
yeah, but who knows? I mean, did the airport get messed up? Did the field get messed up? I mean,
Oh, the field.
oh
It's a
God, the
huge
field.
question.
This is going to be the story all week now,
no.
isn't it?
I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll wrap this show up on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
and Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is here, the big game, and that means you need to get in on the Underdog app, and it is available to play right now in the state of Missouri. And if you're not on Underdog yet, you're in luck because new customers score $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. And there's new promos dropping daily in the app, so if you like making entries and winning money, then Underdog is the place to be for the big game. And playing on Underdog's simple, guys. It's so easy. Just head to the app, make entries on if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. Once you get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So get on the Underdog app now. Stop waiting around and download it today and use that promo code BOB to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy with promo code BOB. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets. Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. And let me tell you, I love numbers. 1040s, 1099s, W-2s, all of them. With TaxSlayer, anyone can file a federal return for just $22.99. You'll get 100% accuracy and your biggest possible refund guaranteed. Now those are great numbers. Need help along the way? We've got US-based real human support. File by February 8th for just $22.99 and get the refund you deserve. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Midwest, winter 2026, Airman. Say, how's that utility bill? Even your level payment plan seems like it's tilting uphill? But wait, Airman here with some good news to re-level the playing field. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is now offering up to $1,400 in rebates on qualifying Lennox home comfort systems. But hold on, there's more. Midwest is also stepping up with 60 months 0% financing with approved credit. And the newest Lennox systems produce air that is more pure, run quieter, and are significantly more efficient. So much so that your new lower utility bill will seem like a late Christmas present. $1,400 rebate and 60 months at 0%. Now that's more like it. Go to MidwestHeating.com or dial 943-8787 for details. And as so many of your neighbors have for the past 7 decades, trust your air to the best. Midwest. Midwest Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Get to the brioche of the weekend here shortly. International games, NFL Paris will be hosting the Saints and the Browns. And I love how people are always like, man, that sucks for them. No, it doesn't. Imagine just having an NFL game come to your country. And I said this to you guys off the air, like I would be thrilled if I had the opportunity to go see. You know, I know they did the Manchester United versus the MLS All-Stars, I believe is what it was a few years back.
Yeah.
That doesn't do it for it, but like I would love to see like a Premier League game come here because I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity, you know, to go to like, you know, Stamford Bridge or go to, you know, the home of the Red Devils or go to anything like that and see that sort of game or go see a La Liga game of, you know, the El Clasico. Never be able to, but I don't need that to come to the United States. You could sell me on Tottenham Hotspurs versus, you know, Wolverhampton. I would go check that out because I'm not going to see that level of talent of soccer, and it's in my backyard. So I think going to Paris and giving them the Browns and the Saints, Nobody in the United States wants to watch that game, so why not give it to people that will actually go and enjoy that game? I think it checks out.
I think it's wonderful. I think you're right because, you put the shoe on the other foot, as you said, and, we'd be here. We wouldn't care. It's something new. It's something different. It's something fun. I don't believe Paris has ever hosted an NFL game before, and so you can't send the Chiefs and Rams every single time to every one of these international games, right? I mean, eventually, everybody else has to take a turn, and what we're going to do now and what we're going to see eventually is every single organization and team get out there and play an international game. And so I think that's really cool that we're going to see that. And so, yeah, the Browns are going to be impacted. The Browns are going to play. The Bengals are going to play. The Arizona Cardinals are going to get an opportunity to play. Every single team is going to play a game overseas every single year. And I like that. I don't have a problem with that. It levels the playing field. So we can't sit here every time an international game is announced and complain about the teams because how many good teams are there really in the NFL that you really want to see on the international stage, right? And there's not that many of them. So we got 32 of these things, about, 10 maybe are deemed worthy of being on the international stage.
You get Tyler Shuck, and you'll be happy about it, okay?
Yeah.
But it will sell out. They will have a great time. It'll be a lot of fun.
Shedeur Sanders, baby. It's time. Let's go.
Oh, man. Pro Bowl quarterback. Brioche of the week.
Ah, damn it.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy. Love that. Yeah, good take.
All right, Brioche of the weekend. I can get this thing going off. Saturday, just a day for me. A lot of realization. One, baseball's back. Baseball's not leaving. Also, I am older. Now my Saturdays consist of going to play board games or drinking games starting at 5 o'clock and being at home by 11. And it is wonderful.
Sounds great.
The other side part of the Brioche of the weekend goes to Keaton Wagler out there in Illinois. Kid's a stud, dude. He's now beaten Purdue, and he's now beaten Nebraska. Those are two top 5 teams that he and Mr.
Where does he play?
Illinois.
Okay.
With Brad Underwood.
That's right. Which the K-State message boards are saying, go buy Brad Underwood out. He wants to come back to K-State.
Oh, he's dying to come back to Manhattan.
Why would he want to go to Manhattan, Kansas when he's coaching at Illinois right now and it is a top 10 team?
He owns he's killing it.
He ain't going back to Manhattan. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so, that kid went off. And then Rob Britton, 12 minutes ago, has the tweet that everybody's asked, how did KU and K-State not recruit this kid? It's one thing to lose a recruit battle, but neither offered him, is what Bob had been saying earlier today. Right. But, Keaton Wagler, man, what a stud. Freshman. Maybe the 5th best freshman in the country, and that's not saying anything bad because this class is loaded.
I hate why didn't KU and K-State get this guy? Everybody missed on this guy. He was not a highly recruited guy coming out of college. He had like 2 offers. They were small schools, and then ended up Illinois came through, and he went there, and look at him, man. So it's word to everybody. Just because you didn't hit it big in high school doesn't mean you can't have success afterwards in sports and out of sports. And so I love that story. I'm excited for that kid. I think it's really neat, and everybody missed out on him in the country. It happens. Teams miss out all the time on guys. That's a low-hanging fruit.
Light at the end of the tunnel from the 816. It's 11. You're still young, Dusty. It's 8 for me, but I'm 61.
Well, I'm in between. I'm about 9, so I'm 49 in a couple of months or a couple of weeks. So I get it. Now, 11 o'clock, that's late. 10? Man, it's getting late. Like, even we went out with Denny and Amy on Saturday. I'm like, I'm tired. Denny goes, you're the one that's tired. He's in his 80s. He's looking at me. I go, Denny, when was the last time you saw 3:45 in the morning? Well, he never did, so.
Fescoe wants to leave.
Fescoe's tired and gone. Fescoe. The best part about it is, Ryan from Cactus is there, and Denny, he came over and he goes, thanks, Ryan. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is that your brioche of the weekend?
No, my brioche of the weekend, actually, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I got a text last night on the family group thread, and I'm very excited about this. I'm stoked as I can be. My sister got word she's going into her high school's Hall of Fame this year. And so, I mean, I am just so proud and so happy for my little sister. 26 years after she graduated, she's getting put into her high school Hall of Fame for swimming. And she was one of the best swimmers on the East Coast in her age group. I mean, and then, she just finally peaked out in college, went to the University of Pennsylvania on a swim scholarship.
Nice.
Could have been competing for the Olympics and whatnot, but she just got to that burnt out point and whatnot. And so, but she dominated from the time she was 6 or 7 years old to the time she decided to stop swimming in college. She was the best. I mean, it was unbelievable. The amount of people that would be pissed off at swim meets that saw her roll up because they knew they were all swimming for second place was awesome. And so I'm just so proud of my sister for getting this opportunity to go into her high school Hall of Fame. And so I'm like, when is it? She goes, sometime in August, like not August, October, 2nd or 3rd Saturday in October. So I'm looking at flights. I'm going to be there to make sure that I'm there to support her for that, because I really do think that is one of the coolest things that I've seen in quite some time.
I'd do anything to go to my high school Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That'd be badass.
But I wasn't an athlete. I'm an athlete, not an athlete. Wasn't that either.
I think I've asked this before, Bob. What was her stroke? Did she?
50 free.
Nice. It's awesome.
She had a lot of records at the University of Pennsylvania. Somebody broke them.
I can't wait to do this.
Damn, that's cool, though. She had some records for a minute in college?
Look it up.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, now I don't want to. That was arrogant.
No, I'm like,
no. Well, I'll talk to you off the air.
Yeah, I sound there's a story there.
I was
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the biggest story of the sports world.
Gotcha. Okay. Great.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay. My bad.
She did have a lot of records, yes.
What a badass. Congrats. I'll go to went to main event on Saturday for one of my best friends, longtime best friends, Anthony, his wife, one of my other best friends, Sav, who's planning our wedding. Their 3-year-old child, or now 3-year-old child, Ryan, had a birthday party, so went over there, celebrated, had a great cake from Hy-Vee that tasted magnificent, played games. She was awesome. She wasn't really, she's 3, so she was playing a couple of the games, but a lot of the games, it was just like super bright lights and her pressing a button, like when you hand your little brother the controller.
It's like the bowling alley /arcade?
/arcade/
Yeah, they got everything.
Like they have
laser tag. They have
Did you go to the one in Independence or you go to the one up north?
Olathe, yeah. It was great. Super fun hanging out with a little kid and seeing her eyes light up at the games and have a great time. And
it's fun watching life through kids.
It's awesome. Yeah, and it's cool seeing our best friends be parents.
No doubt.
And that's us in the future and kind of just learning stuff, asking questions. It's cool. It's fun.
Yeah. I enjoy watching life through my kids. That's why Disney World was so good for me. I didn't get it. Just watching them enjoy Disney World.
Heck
Nothing
yeah.
better than that, man.
No doubt.
Nothing better than watching your kids have success. It's the only thing that matters in this world.
Yeah, for sure. What you do with the future is in your control. And letting them go do it and have fun with it, like, it's awesome.
Your parents are getting a nice surprise 26 years later for your sister,
Yeah,
and I'm sure they're proud.
It's cool. Very much so. Yeah. I'm not going to say, it should have been done a long time. I mean, you get in when you get in or whatever the case
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
But some guy she went to high school with is like, he's on the cross-country team. They're going in together. He's like, I guess they're putting us in now. Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you go in, or when
You're
go
in.
you're in.
You're in.
And that's
You're in,
awesome.
baby.
You get to, literally, that's a flex.
Hey, look, I can tell you this right now. My sister can say she's a Hall of Famer before Bill Belichick. And she didn't cheat.
No? That would be funny.
That's great.
So, she's a Hall of Famer before Andy Reid.
Hall of Famer before Barry Bonds.
Yeah. Roger Clemens. A-Rod.
List goes on and on. Not Carlos Beltran, though. Well, depending on when she goes in. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow as we move along on a Tuesday. It's Pro Bowl Tuesday. Pro Bowl games Tuesday. Getting naughty Tuesday, but hey, go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe, have fun. KU Texas Tech tonight. Cody Golden Drew coming up next from 10 to 2. We will talk to you tomorrow.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you